Because that was the Dawn blue box orb.
We go back
Mecha
on
Ude.
we go back and forth on which season we can and can't do.
We like to mix it up on the podcast here.
But I'll tell you what season we always do. Winter, baby.
Yeah.
Winter.
Or you-
We love the winter season.
Yeah, the Anime Awards doesn't, but like, let's not worry about that.
Yeah, that's because they fucking don't know how to decide what shows should make cuts, and thus they screw over the winter season more than any other season with their structure.
No, not even that. It's the fact that Medalist was in that season.
Well, again, we're not gonna, Michael.
It's
We're not
the only
gonna...
reason I am mentioning it.
Hey, by the way,
Uma Musume and My Hero weren't nominated either.
we're watching oldie. Yeah, we're watching Oldie's Wonderful. Well, My Hero was, but not Vigilantes.
With Vigilantes, you know, the better My Hero. But anyway,
I know,
Yeah.
but you have to
I don't know.
specify that
My
sort
Hero
of thing. when we're
season
talking
finale
about
for
this.
sure this time. Won
apparently
year,
was
so clearly
it-
it's the best show.
it was a good end to the manga. It's like, you know
Sure.
what? I won't be. I'm not mad that.
I
that
think it's
hit
really hard.
outside of the fact that
pressed-
Medalist wasn't nominated,
I think it's really hard.
which should have
pressed
taken
to
it anyway. But you know.
have one of the biggest shonens in like recent history come to a conclusion after fucking ages and not expect it, and like have a good quality run and not expect it to fucking dominate an award ceremony. Like,
You know, like I'm not
no,
mad. My Hero.
yeah, it's the same way how it's like New
I'm more
Demon Slayer,
mad that
therefore it's winning
Medalist
all the
was
awards.
in 0 categories and Orb was in 1.
like
Because
they-
those are my 1 and 2 from last year, just like by far.
it
not
truly
close.
is. It truly is the argument of like, you could honestly do 3 different categories for anime of the year, which is best continuing, like best new, like not original, and then like just best anime. And you can have some of them overlap in the best
Yeah, I mean,
anime
that is what
category.
they do. The issue is that continuing shouldn't
They-
have One Piece
they
in it
don't
anymore because
do-
One Piece is going to take it every year that
They
it
don't
exists.
do new like that. Like they do best
Yeah, they do.
original. No, they do. There's
Also,
no
they've,
way.
they've original and new.
There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
They
There's a category that's things that were only season
Good
ones.
job.
I have such a hard
They may
time
not have done it
believing
this year, but
that
I
because-
know they have it.
Well, that's the problem, is they're fucking inconsistent on what they want to do.
I'm like pretty sure they had one of those. Yeah, best new series. That was the one that went to Gachiakuta.
That's fine.
So yeah, because that typically doesn't have any sequels because sequels will dominate because they are sequels.
Tell me the My Hero fans also didn't just fucking migrate to that show. But it's fine. Yeah, so Michael and I, so the part of the reason why Michael and I are so freaking upset about Medalist, besides the fact that Medalist is incredible and everybody should go watch it, is because we also started watching season 2 because the dub's finally out. The dub's finally out
Oh,
for
hell
season
yeah.
2 of Medalist. You can go watch it.
Is it on Disney Plus still?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
it's technically on Hulu now, but like Disney Plus and Hulu are
Yeah.
the same banner
Yeah.
now. 'Cause they're all fucking
Uh,
whatever.
If you want to know how good that show is, Michael and I had to watch the first 5 episodes.
No, I think it was the first 4.
Was it 4?
I think because I was gonna watch
You should
3.
double check.
3 ends with a cliffhanger going, "Hey, Inori's about to skate," and you're like, "I can't stop."
Yeah, you
here."
don't get any of Inori skating until episode 4.
And then it's
Hmm.
cinema.
And it
Because
was
the first
all,
3
and it was
episodes
all,
is just
it was
other
already
people skating
good.
for 3 episodes straight.
It was already good. Also, the opening's a banger. It's so funny because I sat there with Michael and I went, "Yeah, this is no bow and arrow." And then we listened to it
And
the
if it's
second
like the
time.
second time, you're like, "Oh wait, this is kind of awesome."
We're like, "This has its own
Wait,
charm that's wonderful."
Wait, what? Who was the opening?
It is. I have it because it's literally in my Spotify. It is "Cold Night" by Hana.
I believe in myself.
Okay, I don't think I've heard it.
It's very good.
It's good.
You know what also is very good? Today's episode of One Piece. Holy shit.
Any chapter?
No episode.
Yeah,
It was
I heard
the,
that.
It was Robin reunites with a character. And Jesus.
Where
I
I didn't-
just saw the
see,
clip.
I thought they were gonna take a break with the anime before Elbaf, or did they do that? And I'm just
They did.
silly?
They
Yeah,
did.
we're back
It's
to
back.
Elbaf.
Okay.
It's just
Okay.
they don't have to like make up shit now to keep pace. They can just animate the chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like and combine them without having to worry as much because it's not as rapid output.
Yeah, they don't need to extend a single panel for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
They
to- Yeah, there are times where you can. Like Sukuna versus the 10 Sela Divergent Sword Maharaga, which is a 3-panel fight in the manga and a 10-minute fight in the anime.
3 panels. That's
His
crazy.
entire the 8-handled Divine Sela something Divergent Maharaga. He has like 12 names
Maharaga.
before the word Maharaga. Maharaga's name's really long and it's a bit.
I've only ever heard him called Maharaga, so I
Well, yeah, they don't do it
Good one.
every time he shows up.
I want to say he always says it when he's summoning Maharaga.
Really? I don't remember it on the panels. It's been a while though. Which is a very
Yeah, it's
fair
the
statement.
8-handled sword Divergent Sela Divine General Maharaga. And then the bit in TikToks is you can go, yeah, look, I have my guys, I have my wolves, I got my owl, I got my bunnies, I got my 8-handled sword Divergent Sela Divine General Maharaga.
Michael, did you read the new chapter of Akane-Banashi?
I did. Yes.
We'll talk about it.
It's
later.
cinema.
Not on this
It's cinema.
podcast, but we'll talk about it later.
It's cinema.
Oh my god.
Akane-Banashi is cinema.
Oh.
Yeah, I read Blue Box,
Ugh.
I read Akane-Banashi, and I read one.
Man, Blue Box, we got.
Um,
Hold on. Are any of you not caught up on
Yeah.
Blue Box? Yo.
Yep.
Yo,
Sounds about right.
this shit's peak,
He's gonna lose this goddamn game.
He is.
dude.
It's okay.
Also,
It doesn't make sense in my opinion for him to win this game at this point.
but
It's
I
fine.
want
He
him to
gets
so
he gets the
bad.
run back at nationals. That's the setup here.
But see, here's
Which
the
he might
problem.
lose anyway. But I think
Well,
he
I
can
was
get
gonna
the
say,
run back
here's
at
the
nationals.
problem: is I buy it more. I find it really hard to find a reason why he would win at nationals if he loses here. Like I just wouldn't. I wouldn't. This manga does not have anything built into it that would make me believe that he would be able to do it. Whereas, like, this seems like the best setting to me for him to win it, comparatively.
Fair.
But
Ichi the Witch, Kagurabachi,
We'll
and
catch
Shinobi Undercover all peak.
I will catch up.
Ichi the Witch, or not Ichi the Witch. Well, Ichi's doing some crazy shit, but Shinobi Undercover did something this week that was insane. I'm not gonna talk about it, but Sean, you need to catch up.
I know. I also need to catch up on One Piece. I know the things that are happening, but I need to actually be reading them.
We're
I
back
also-
to flashback piece.
I know we
baby.
are. I know
Dude,
we are.
it's
I've
peak.
heard. I've heard. That's fucking all this arc is flashbacks, and I kind of
It's
love it.
just flashbacks. It's crazy.
I don't imagine this one's
Um,
gonna be as long as the other one.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I don't think so. Well, you
I
never
also
know.
started reading a new one in Jump, Haunted Peak.
Yeah, I saw
which-
they dropped that in there.
It has built tension and finally started doing something after 7 chapters.
Did
So
they bulk
I'm-
drop it as 7?
No,
Okay.
it's been releasing weekly.
Nice.
So I'm very excited to see what this manga does now with what it just did with this chapter.
So I started reading another thing, because I saw on TikTok people talking about Boruto to Blue Vortex. So I started reading that and went, I should probably go actually read Boruto.
No,
so
yeah,
any
you
of this
should
makes
you
sense."
should read the first part and not just jump
mean,
into Blue Vortex.
I don't know, what do you mean? I didn't realize that
No,
it
just jump into
was
the
just
vortex.
Shippuden,
Just jump into it.
essentially.
You don't even know how we got to where we are and be confused by chapter one.
I had like half an idea, and they start talking about karmic nonsense, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what karma is.
It's just
Yeah.
Super Saiyan.
It's some nonsense. So then I went
Like-
back. I've been reading Boruto, Naruto Next Generation stuff, the first part of the manga.
My brain is just
It's-
like karma is just what they do for everybody else that doesn't have a Sharingan awakened. Just to give them something.
Yeah, I'm not very far. I just got to the point where like they are seeing Kawaki the first time. So like
Yeah.
him lying on the floor.
See, you say
Yes,
this,
dude.
and my problem is that my only
Oh.
exposure to Boruto is the anime,
Yeah,
so
don't
I
worry, Sean, I was
actually
about to
don't
get
know
into
how
this.
far you are.
Yeah,
Because
I didn't.
Sean,
think-
I don't know how far
like,
you are if you just watch the anime.
Yeah, 'cause, like, I knew
Correct.
the anime did a lot of anime original things
Yes.
that were
The anime was
technically
about
canon.
70% filler, Michael. 70%.
Well, so the first like 50 episodes aren't filler. They're just not. They're canon to the anime because it's the
Yeah.
academy stuff before the tuning exams.
yes,
That is all canon that it existed, but we just don't
He is
see it
right.
in the manga because the
he is
manga
right,
starts at the
yes.
tuning exams.
it is not
It's
canon in
stupid.
that it's not in the manga, but it is canon in that like they acknowledge that this is
Th-
real.
So Sean, a really funny thing happens in the tuning exams. Is that
Well-
you know you have team whatever they're called for Sarada, Boruto, and Mitsuki.
Team 7.
Are they 7? And then you have the Inoshikacho team, and then they just show Metal Lee by himself.
Yeah, because those
both of-
characters
both of
don't
his people
exist in the manga,
Are anime original
Yes.
Are
characters.
you kidding?
which is
Den-
which
Denki
is
and the other guy
crazy.
are anime
Again,
original.
Again, which is crazy because I think they're actually both really good characters.
They're great.
They don't get enough because they're anime only.
They
But
are anime original characters. So you just see Metal in like the squad section where they're in the forest or whatever, just alone. It's really funny because they just don't show anyone with them. I also haven't seen Metal since chapter like 3.
that's not much different from the anime. He also
Yeah,
so-
doesn't
yeah,
show up a lot.
Yeah, because the manga starts with the tuning exams. So it does tuning exams into Momoshiki showing up, fight Momoshiki.
Okay.
Boruto gets the mark on his hand,
Yep.
which immediately goes into stuff with scientific ninja tools.
Yep.
Go bring the scientists to a place, fight out. Meet Kashin Koji, find Kawaki.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't get there yet. I'm in like
Because
the
like
I'm
the
in-
entire
I-
thing
I'm
Boruto
in
does where
the
they meet like
abyss.
the other like in Boruto, yeah, in the anime where they like meet the members of Hebi and stuff, that doesn't happen in the manga. Where they go to the Stone Village, that doesn't happen in the manga. I knew the Stone Village one wasn't, but like all the stuff with Hebi, because they meet Karin and Jugo, I
Jugo?
think.
Jugo. Yes.
I think there's an entire arc that focuses on like that.
Yep.
That's anime original.
Yep. They also go to
Because Boruto kind of gets really good way too fast in
They-
the manga.
they go
It's a
into the-
little
yeah.
ridiculous.
they go into the mist as well in the anime. They do that
Yeah.
before they go to
Yeah.
stone. They retread a couple of things and then they
But it is really funny just how different this is from what I remember seeing of Sean watching the anime.
Yeah, no, it's
How much
it's
is
an
it here?
entirely separate thing. Completely.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like watching Peach Boy Riverside and reading Peach Boy Riverside. Entirely different experience. It really does say something that, like, I stopped watching Boruto not because I disliked it, just because, like, I just didn't I just didn't want to keep watching it. Like, it was one of the 10,000 things I never finished. But, like,
Same here.
I don't particularly hate Boruto. Now perhaps if I read it, that'd be a different story, because apparently, I don't know, or maybe if I watched
am at
more of it.
chapter 23 of 80 right now. Which means I'm also already past the quarter waypoint.
Yeah.
Which feels ridiculous, because like nothing has happened.
But like this goes to show a point that I want to make, which is that I so rarely hate something when it comes to like shows and manga. Like it really has to be bad for me to not like it. Cause like people fucking hate Boruto. And I just can't bring
fine.
myself like there's a like I truly can't express how much I despise original Naruto filler. I like Shippuden filler. I like most of Shippuden filler. I like almost all pre-war filler. And then I just generally enjoyed most of Boruto when I watched it.
I despise what Boruto did to my goat Sasuke, but that's a whole nother
Well,
argument.
that's
for
a
another
yeah, that's an
conversation.
entirely and like I can also see it and be like I don't like the manga designs that I know they're gonna get because I've seen them and I think they're silly and not great.
Boruto also has Boruto's manga has the really funny issue of, though this released monthly, boy, does it not look good. It is the most fine looking manga ever.
Because it's
Yeah, it's fine.
it's not
And when I compare
Kishimoto,
this to
right?
other no, he's
Yeah.
like technically an advisor on it. It is
You
just
should
an entirely
advise them
different
to
dude.
stop.
Is biggest mistake, like, cause God, have you seen the? This will be the last thing before we have to actually start the podcast. We're live, but this is the last thing before we actually
Do
start
we?
talking about our
We have
shows.
been rolling.
We do, yeah. Have you seen the image where it's all three of the big three drawing each other's characters?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
think so.
Kishimoto's fucking rules. All of his rule. They're all great.
Yeah.
Like all of
Kishimoto is a solid artist
Yeah.
when he's not drawing Samurai 8.
all of Kubo's are in Kubo's art style, and like they work for what Kubo does. And then Oda's are really goofy, and they're like a little weird, cause it's Oda. But like Kishimoto's all actually look like they're on theme for for each of the mangas, and they all look sick as fuck, cause his art's
Mhm.
good.
Talented artists are talented, bro. Details at 11.
Well,
Oda, oh, so shout outs to One Piece chapter. Oda designing a female character with actual good design for once. Oh, praise. Yo, Austin, nice shirt.
I'd like
Austin, what color? What color was your guys' shirt?
This color, it's red.
Okay, you guys are right. It looks very similar to the magenta one I have upstairs. I was like, why the fuck did you guys copy our ass?
John counter
I was
argument.
not in charge of this shit.
Counter argument, John. I liked most of the female giant designs, and hey, I don't.
Yeah,
I,
you're right.
I've seen
No, I love
worse.
the giant designs.
I've
but,
seen
like,
worse
some-
designs. I think Gunko's design is fine. I think people who
Yeah,
have a problem with
Gunko's
Gunko's
fine.
design are
Yeah.
they hate Oda and they do not want
Right,
to
but
ever
Gunko's
enjoy this
cool.
manga. The design's rad.
I mean, Gunko does still kind of fit into the it's an Oda female. They all have the exact same face.
Listen,
But, like,
I put it this
True,
way,
but you
At
don't
least, like, the
have to
bandages
see the
and
face
stuff
all the time.
Give,
Yeah.
they give.
Yeah.
There's enough other parts of the design that makes Gunko do like, very much stand
Oda
out.
is
Yeah.
no worse than Riot Games at drawing females.
And
Is that a high bar to reach? No.
no
But
better
is it a bar?
and
Yes.
and no better than Akira Toriyama at drawing Saiyans. Like, what are we doing here? Like, people draw the same
True.
faces because that's how they draw faces. What do you want from them?
Drawing is hard, guys.
You know how
Go
many
do it for
characters are
once and then
in One
complain.
Piece? If he drew every female different, I would.
Also, like,
he
not
would be
just drawing,
dead.
but
He would
character
be
design
dead.
hard.
Yeah. Crazy. Hey, we have an anime podcast here. And we thank you for finding that. We have the anime podcast here, and we have shows we gotta talk about because we have a problem. It's not a problem yet, but like give it a week or two, and we're gonna have a really big problem on
Yeah,
this
a
podcast,
real
guys.
problem.
Even I think this week is still a conversation. Though I mean that's just because I see the power ranking and I know our thoughts, and I'm gonna try to make a really strong case about something this week. But yeah, we got 9 shows because we voted 2 off last week. And we gotta talk about them. There's gonna be spoilers for their episode 5s. Nobody's going to be surprised about what most of this podcast's #1 show is this week. Let me go get this ready.
You guys ever have that question where like, man, I was pretty confident coming in, but now I'm like, man, am I the one that's not right?
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
I think most of you should feel fine. I think most of you should be like, no, I did
Oh,
this
that's fine,
right.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yo, Mason, high five, you and me, buddy. Same wavelength this week. The exact same power
Hell
ranking.
yeah.
So it's 1-1.
It's literally the exact same power ranking.
Hell yeah.
There was a little bit. I will tell you that middle. This is my favorite power ranking week. We talk about it all the time. This is the 3-3-3 power ranking week. It's my favorite. This is the worst season to have the 3-3-3 power ranking. Because boy, do I not feel the same way about my show that's in 7 as I do my show about 8 and 9.
Yup.
But we'll talk about these in good length. And also, boy, is my 4, 5, 6 a jumbled mess that honestly, like, this is very heavily skewed to this week. Because it's so hard. It's so hard to do this. Not because they're just all good. But let's move. Let's just move. Let's
Get
move
right into
to
it.
Yeah, John, you get the wonderful
So
time
Pete.
of talking about this
So
week's
Pete.
episode of Witch Hat.
So our four young mages are like, God, what the fuck are we gonna do about this dragon? We gotta listen. We're done being assholes to each other for 2 seconds. Our bad.
Thank God.
how do we deal with the dragon, guys? Because we got a big dragon problem. We got figured out. And they're like, they're racking their brains. They're like, I could try like some fire. And then Coco goes, agate, great fireball, awesome job. Didn't touch it. Did nothing. We gotta figure out another plan. They're racking their brains. And Tetia, who has this moment with Coco by the fire, because she feels bad for making her guilty, puts her in her little like ball of like fluff. She's like, I just wanted to make the comfiest bed ever. And you have Aga who's just like, just make it out of cotton. And she's like, no, that's not fun.
Not clouds.
It's not clouds. I want a bed of clouds. In which, after some moments, they're like, guys, Coco's like, guys, I figured it out. I got the plan. What if we got the dragon a big bed? Yeah, everybody likes a big warm bed. Everybody likes a little nap time. It could work. And they're all like, fuck, it could work. So these young children together decide, yes, we're going to create a giant spell amongst ourselves to produce a giant bed of cloud for this dragon to sleep on. And so there's hype action of them running around, finishing seals, creating a bunch of dust off of like the broken down wall so they can use the dust to reinforce this giant like cloud bed. And they make this giant, the huge, massive clouds. And the dragon comes over and goes, "That shit looking kind of cozy though." And then lays down on it. Meanwhile, they're like, okay, this maze is just kind of looping. So I think it's got to be a spell of some kind. Into which Coco goes, hey guys, listen, my eyesight is like 1020. I actually see this seal way the fuck over there on the top of the tower. And they're like, oh yeah, no, I can see that too. And I'm like, how the fuck did you see that? I couldn't see that from my computer screen.
Yeah, they're kids. They're kids. They have good eyesight. They haven't ruined it yet.
Yeah. They don't have technology,
Technology.
burning their corneas.
They just have magic burning their corneas. I cast cornea in. But either way, they go, okay, they come examine the seal. They try to figure it out. And they end up basically just smudging the seal. To which Agate's like, why the fuck would you do that? And you just have the one going, eh.
Tetia's like, I wanted the seal to be gone.
Immediately opens a like slight hole in the zone, which Keyfree finds and jumps through. Into which, meanwhile, Agate slips from like this reaction, falls off this giant tower, gets caught by Keyfree, who then hits us with the sickest fucking shot, probably of the season, where he jumps up into the clouds, wide open view, opens up the sky, and then summons a giant dragon of water to eat the other dragon, and just one-shots it. You're just like, okay, he's the GOAT. Okay, cool. And they'll go, okay, we're all safe. Where's Coco? Guys, where's Coco? In which Coco is kind of like kidnapped for a second by one of our spooky eye mask men, who says some very suspect things about teaching her new magics and stuff. And it almost looked like he hid in her hat.
Yeah, it certainly does look like he goes into her hat.
Which seems concerning, but we'll cross that bridge when it comes. And then the day is saved. We win. We beat the dragon. We return. It's fine.
Let's not.
And then so the shop manager appears and goes, "Holy shit, that was crazy." Kiefer goes, "Hey, yeah, we got to clean this up. And there's some seals on there with some illegal magic that I'm gonna need you to tell me about when you finish. But hey, if we could keep this," he goes, "Hey, we can keep this between us." And he goes, "Well, it's against the law. Everything has to." He goes, "No. I don't think you understand. This is kept between us." And hits him with the you get like distorted music track in the background, the harsh cut and the sharp lines. You're like, oh no, this is between us. This was not this is not a recommendation. This was a statement. This is between us. You're going to tell me what I need to know. We're not going to tell the board of directors. And we're going to move on.
I trust him. I still trust him 100%.
I trust Kiefer.
I do not distrust this man. I think until you give me reason to trust the magical organization who runs this world over him, I will fully trust him and just simply believe he has all of these children's best interests at heart.
But yeah, I mean, come on, it's just so fucking sick. But like, I don't know what you guys thought about this, but like, it was like okay, this is kind of cool, and then Kiefer shows up, you're like, all right,
Well,
it's like when Gojo shows up in episode one or two, and he beats the Shao Sukun, and you're like, okay, that's where we're at with this world. Got it, cool.
I actually think the direction for this entire episode is fucking stellar.
I agree.
Like
But
them running throughout the labyrinth is fucking beautiful.
the
Like,
shots are so pretty.
everything's so good this episode. I mean, this
Yeah,
is
the entire setup of them figuring out the spell to them all lining up behind a god. For Techi goes, a god, give us the signal, and she goes, okay, let's go. The music kicks on. It's that entire like 8-minute sequence up to that through them doing the full casting is just like perfect.
yeah.
There's like no issues I could possibly have with anything that because I talked to Sean about this. We got 5 minutes of this episode because I had watched this. I watched this twice this week. So I watched it again with Sean. And I'm like, it's insane how this show in 5 minutes fixes just about every single issue I laid out in my in my talk about it, my thing about it last week. Agat is not being an asshole. We get more Tetia information. Yeah, we don't have Riche stuff yet, but at least another one has information about that. We've
Yeah, but-
gotten something.
But Riche's rad this entire episode.
Yeah.
So like,
Riche's just being funny the whole episode. Riche's awesome.
Richie is my favorite of the four.
why would we make the dragon? Coco just being like, I hadn't thought about it because her life was in danger, but I feel kind of bad for the dragon. You know, a god just wants to strangle her. You know, a god just wants to fucking wring her neck. Just be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And you know, like the show is like like Coco's like 10 or 11. Like they go about defeating a dragon exactly as like a 10 or 11-year-old would think, and I think that is so great. And then you have the adult who says, "No, we gotta drown it with my own fucking aura farming," and then does it. Like all of the characters, like addressing the problems in the way that like they would for their age, their time, their experience was so good.
We're watching it.
Not to mention just like the beauty of this show and episode as is.
We're watching it. Kiefer comes down, summons a massive fucking dragon, and Michael just goes, "Yeah, you know, magic made to make people happy." Yo, Kiefer, what the fuck? What's that one for?
we
mean,
should manage to keep people happy.
Imagine,
Happy, I said.
I mean, imagine you're at a festival, right?
True.
And all of a sudden
true.
that shit shows up. Kid's gonna lose their mind.
And then drowns the entire city populace. Yeah, true.
You free? Why do we cast spells?
That magic made me very
Type
happy.
moments in
Drake
aura.
was really cool. I was very
Type
happy.
shit.
That's a really good episode. I literally have like nothing. Like, what else do you say besides fucking? Did you watch the episode?
Yeah, like I guess as much as the stuff with like Kiefer showing up is like really cool. I think the stuff watching the four of them solve this is what makes this episode stand out as so good.
Yeah.
It is the like they did it. These four little shits figured it out. they did it. And it's awesome.
Also, I don't think we mentioned it. The bit of Coco figuring out how to draw a circle
Yeah.
is really good. Of her,
And that leading to Agat getting the thought about the
Layer.
repetition.
repeat spell around it.
Mhm.
Again, that entire section is just so well done.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then Kiefer shows up in fucking aura farms for 30 seconds. Like,
It's great.
yeah, no, the shot where he flies, Johnson, he flies up and does the thing where he splits
Yeah.
the sky.
It's
is
honestly,
insane.
it's honestly cooler than the dragon.
Yeah.
That part is honestly
I think
way
it's a
cooler.
shot, but when you have the dragon like full screen over top, and you see the size comparison between it and the actual dragon, and you think of like the logistics of like, okay, that dragon is this big, this dragon is this big, kids were this big.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I think
He
we win,
mentions he
guys.
was a water mage. Like,
Yeah.
That's a different show.
Fair.
You know, the show was peak. It was great. It was definitely like the cap of a little like mini arc here. But oh boy,
We still haven't resolved
high
what we
bar.
came here for, by the way.
Yeah,
She's
now
still.
she needs
Yeah,
to go
she
buy.
still
Now she
has-
needs to go actually buy a wand.
yeah.
She's
Nah,
gonna get a custom
doesn't
wand.
get,
that's
she
just a
doesn't get
rock.
one.
Like, she's gonna get a custom wand that is just one of these like sewing chalk rock
I
things.
was gonna make a joke
Not
because I was
so good.
watching this with Amber,
Seamstress.
and I just thought of it now. I'm like, this is just my Pokemon team building with Austin, where he's the guy with the crazy idea, like, let's make a big bed for the dragon. And I go, Austin, that's a dragon. He goes, yeah, you're right. Good point.
No, you don't get it.
Do my
Swallow would go
ideas not
crazy
work?
here.
What if we use Klefki Scoville and they do no damage?
Do my ideas not work?
That's the problem. I don't know, Austin. You didn't make Dorian main. That was your best team. They do is the worst part.
Speaking of Austin, Akane.
Our girl Akane's got exams, and she passes them.
Thank
Just
God.
barely. No fails, no remedial classes. It's honestly a Christmas miracle for a girl, right? And she has to go into her career guidance counseling meeting with Iwa Sensei, who has a longer name that I do not remember how to say
Austin,
long, but
it's okay.
just Iwa Sensei. But just Iwa Sensei. And Iwa Sensei is like the stern teacher of like absolute stereotype, and Akane's like, yeah, and she's like, oh, Akane, with your grades, these are the recommended colleges that I think you could get into. And she's like, nah, I'm just gonna do Rakugo, and not go to college or get a job. And it wasn't
Cool
like,
story.
the fuck you say?
Well, dude, first she goes, okay, here are colleges with Rakugo clubs.
Yeah, she does offer a compromise, and she's like, no, I'm going to do Rakugo full time. Here's a flyer, like trust me. And she shuts it down and basically just says, if you got to turn in your career path survey by the end of the week, otherwise I'm making you like do guidance counseling after school. And Akane's like, well, that'll take away from my Rakugo time, so I can't do that. But and then she goes to her friends and tells them this. I am going to worm my way into the heart of Iwa Sensei, get on her good side, just make her accept it. That fails. She has lunch with Iwa Sensei, and basically Iwa Sensei immediately sniffs out that Akane's bullshit about reading. And as soon as Rakugo brings up, she just blabs on and on about it. And she's like, yeah, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get me to soften your stance. It's not going to happen. Akane also talks with oh my god, what's his name? Jumbo. With Jumbo, who, funny enough, is the guy that was that she got into a fight with in episode 1 about her dad's profession. They've grown up, they're friends. We love character development. And she and he gives her like, they talk about like what they're gonna do, what they're gonna do about Iwa Sensei, and they both in their own parts eventually coerce Iwa Sensei to go to the Rakugo performance that she handed the flyer to. And Iwa Sensei goes, and she's shocked by and she's shocked to see Akane actually go up on stage, because she wasn't on the poster. And so she sees that Akane is like actually putting in a lot of effort, and like the reason why she was like very cold on Akane in the first place is because one of her former students said that, oh, I want to be a comedian, and she like full force supported it, and then like she saw him on the news like a while later, and he's like, yeah, I quit comedy school after like 6 months. I work part-time. I got nothing to fucking do with my life now. And she just doesn't want to kind of go along the same path. But then after seeing Akane like be very dedicated to it for a long time, and is actually quite good at it. Her heart melts a little bit, and she agrees to let her continue on with this career path. And at the end, she shows Akane a flyer for a school like Rakugo like contest. And it turns out that one of the judges is Isho, the guy that expelled her dad, and it's like, ooh, now here comes the next arc.
Rakugo. Man, Jumbo's the GOAT. I love Jumbo.
Jumbo, like
Same.
I wasn't expecting him to come back, but like the way that he's come back is sick as fuck. He like it's kind of shown that he's been helping Akane like improve her Rakugo performances with like recording and like she's comfortable enough with him to like talk about like what she noticed in her own recordings of Rakugo. And I think that this is a very fun friendship and character that they brought back, and I hope that like Iwa Sensei doesn't just get like kind of sidelined and is just like a plot point of like, oh yeah, or just like kind of like an intermediate of like, oh, we're setting up the next arc and then you disappear forever. But it was a good like transition episode for sure.
Something that I think is rad is like he's having the conversation with Iwa Sensei, and he's like, you have to understand that I've known Akane for a long time, and I know that the reason why she's decided to do Rakugo is not so simple that it's like something she decided on a whim, right? Like he was there to make fun of her father's profession, then find out her father got expelled from his profession, and then watch how she carried herself throughout that entire process. And so like, yeah, dude, I really do appreciate the dude being like, hey, please go watch her do Rakugo. Could you just like give her 5
Just
minutes?
humor her.
It's
Goat.
it's so cinema. This episode's so the flashback like mini flashback thing we get with the teacher seeing the comedian is such a poignant message that like, yeah, the teacher obviously isn't in the wrong here in a lot of ways. You don't want to see a person go, yeah, I'm just gonna go into the arts. That's especially in this modern age where it's like, yeah, we're just gonna avoid doing schooling and all that. Yeah, I'm just gonna go be a comedian. To then see them fail is something that will stuck with that teacher forever. She won't let another student do that unless they are truly in the situation like Akane, where she has already been trained by Rakugo for 7 years up to this point or whatever.
We also haven't gotten to it yet. But boy, is being like, I want to get into stand-up comedy, especially in Japan, probably a much more feasible goal than going, I want to be a professional at Rakugo. Like, we haven't really touched on it yet, but oh my god.
There's very, very few of them left, from what I understand.
It's like, I want to go play sports in college. It's like, yeah, that's pretty reasonable. You know, you went to, you know, you were best on our team. You know, we almost went to Koshi in that one time. Yeah, that's a pretty reasonable goal. Versus, yeah, see, I actually want to be really good at flying kites, professional kite flying. There's about 17 of them in the world.
I think about it in the same way as like Rakugo is a fine art. Like
It's a fine art,
it's a traditional art form, so it doesn't quite like hit the.
It's like an opera singing, right?
It's also it probably closer to just directly compared to Kabuki because like
True.
There are gonna be overlapping things. In fact, I think we get it in this in the ending of this episode. They talk about things it takes from Kabuki in terms of like how you talk to people. Or the direction you look when characters are talking is based on like stage entry from Kabuki plays. But like I think about shows I watch where it's like theater, and like you watch kids try to get into like high theater, and it's like, yeah, dude, why the fuck are half of you here? Like 2 people are gonna graduate from this theater college and actually make it on the big screen. That's insane. But we'll get more into like the nitty gritty of Rakugo as we go, obviously. But this is just a good episode.
It's just
Yeah.
the performances have been super good so far. Like,
This is a fun
I
little
like-
story.
it's a fun story.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like it doesn't hit as hard as if you could hear a translation, and I get that, which is why I'm really interested to see how the dub does it, right? Like,
Yeah.
because you have to like change it a little bit to make it funny, if that makes sense, right?
I mean, they're doing a lot of that in the subtitles where they are changing the wording
Yes.
a little bit so the puns and rhymes make sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a story she that we're probably not going to get to in the season where they have to really change a lot of the bits to make it. 'Cause it's a one where the entire thing is built off like ending it in 2 separate syllables. It's sort of she's talking shit about the one person, Sean.
Yeah. Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
It's a really that's
I
one of
also-
my favorite performances.
I
in this
also
fucking
do
manga.
think this particular tale is a very Japanese tale. Like,
That makes
like
sense.
I personally think, just from like my experience reading stuff in Shonen Jump, like a very Japanese humor that hits, I think, a lot more than, in my opinion, it does kind of over in the US. Is like,
it's funny because he played a prank on him because he made him a lackey. 'Cause he
well,
didn't know
also
what
just
it was.
like bathroom humor. 'Cause this is a
Translation.
farting bit, right? And
Yeah.
like
True.
I think Japanese people have much more of a fun and enjoyable time with those kinds of stories than a lot of people in the US do.
Yeah, we don't like fart jokes anymore. We prefer political commentary.
Oh, don't worry. There's gonna be some of that. I'm sure there's plenty of that. Don't forget, these are stories about common folk.
Listen, Sean, we'll talk about Nippon Sangoku later.
Oh,
but-
we will.
We will
No,
certainly
like
will.
I said, Jumbo's the GOAT. I didn't expect the Jumbo redemption arc in episode 5, but here we are. Honestly, good for him. Go get your go get your woman's, man. Get in there. I believe in you.
It's
will
the
be good.
fact that he's not just like helping her by like talking to the teacher. It's that he's also being
Yeah.
the one that's filming her and like
It's better than like what was that show last season where we kept getting shots of the baseball guy and we never learned anything about baseball guy.
Is that not this?
Was it this season? You guys know what I'm
No,
talking about,
that-
right?
No, you're talking about a Journal of Witch, where we
That was Journal
didn't
of
get to
Witch.
dive into the
Yeah.
baseball character
Yeah,
at all.
We
really.
kept seeing baseball guy and we just never got anything on baseball guy. And you're like, okay, I guess he's not important. We're just gonna look at him and make a metaphor out of him, I guess.
It is. I don't think it gets brought up in this episode. Maybe it's something that's gonna get brought up in the future. Just also the fact that his last name is Osaki and her last name is Ozaki
Ozaki.
and his is Ozaki. Yeah, they just have.
This might be a coincidence.
So they just well, like, so if you think about it, they also, if they ever wind up in the same class together, if they do anything alphabetically, they're gonna be right fucking
it
next
together,
to
yeah.
each other. Yeah.
Which is probably why they got argued about career day.
Yeah.
But no, this show's great. Akane she's just awesome. Just awesome protagonist. She's so fun to watch just exist.
yeah.
Yeah, show good.
Show's great. I cannot wait to end the season so I can go and read it.
Listen, the fact that like Akane-Banashi aside, this season is so insane
Mhm.
already. I feel like
Yeah.
because it's just like I'm looking at the board because I'm like trying to see like where people's thoughts are on things ahead of time, and I see like all of us have marriage toxin at like 6, and I'm like that show feels like it should not be a 6 at
Yeah.
all.
We're gonna we're gonna talk about both of
We'll get
my
there,
shows when we
but-
talk about both of my shows this week, which I think on most of our power rankings dropped towards middle when they were largely towards top. We'll talk about what's going on, which is
They're
some
all
shows.
trash now.
Yes.
Spoilers.
Some shows have to do
Sean
cooldowns.
picked the worst shows.
It's crazy how that works. God, I'm gonna post this screenshot in the group chat so that you know what's gonna be on screen while Mason talks about this show.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh no,
Guess I should
But-
pull the stream up to just for screenshots because I am always interested in them.
Mason, Daemons of the Chateau Realm.
Yes. So this week we start back off where we're in the like parking ramp. Yuru is holding Jean hostage, and he's like, "Look, bring Yuru here or bring Asa here because I want to talk with her." And they're like, "We can't do that, but you can come with us." And he's like, "Why would I do that? Do you think I'm knowingly going to walk into an ambush?" They're like, "Look, dude, we could have killed you when you were on the mountain. We didn't do that. We could have killed you here as well. Like, and we didn't do that. We're not gonna hurt you. We want you alive." He's like, Okay, fine, whatever. And they end up telling him like what their daemons do. Jean has the two anglerfish that one eats, they're scavenger and they're nature's janitors, where they eat everything, and then the one of them eats everything, and then the other one like can spit it all out. So it's a storage facility essentially. They end up wrapping Jean's leg because he does have the risk of bleeding out. They end up taking Yuru to the Kagomori like facility. Dara and Hana know where he's at because of Hana's daemons. So Dara heads out to go and get him. Yuru gets there and Asa runs out to try and hug him because she's very excited to see him. She asked to hug him several times throughout this episode. She's very cute.
Bless you.
It's great.
What a good bit this entire episode.
It's
I
such
love
a
her.
good bit. And we also meet one of the other Kagemoris, Asuma, who is just the creepiest motherfucker for no reason. And Jean even makes a point of saying, no, I'm gonna help them. I'll give them the tour. I need to go to the med bay to get patched up, or the infirmary to get patched up, but like I will give them the tour. You stay away from them, please. They get to the infirmary and we meet Sakurazawa, who is their nurse. She patches Jean up, and they talk about how Yuru wants to see their parents, and they have been missing for a while. They were trying to go back to where their mom is from, which is Okinawa. They took a plane and they never landed. The rest of the plane did. Their guard, and they did not get off that plane. So they have no clue where they are. And Yuru's like, well, why, like, do you think the guard did it? And they're like, we
Maybe.
thought that, but maybe, but we can't find them. So we have no idea. He's like, well, Asa, why do you trust them? It's like, well, Higashi has sent assassins since we left the village. And the Kagomori's kept me safe and fed me. So like, yeah, I'm gonna help them because they've kept me alive. And then Left notices like a presence, and they are attacked by what I can only describe as tentacle yin and yang. And they discuss like trying to kill them. They talk about how like if a daemon contractor is killed, the daemons just haunt the place for a while, and eventually if they don't get contracted again, they just stop existing. So they say that they're going to capture the user alive. And I think that's we end with you shooting an arrow at one of them, and we don't know what happens yet. But this episode I think was great because we finally get to see like Yuru and Asa interacting, and we get a bit more information about what's going on. Not fully yet, but we are starting to get an idea of like where everything lies. Also, the action in this episode is pretty sick.
Oh, this cast is a lot of fun this week.
Yeah.
This episode felt to me felt a lot better than the previous four. There's a lot more like information about like that's like given to us, and I think like the interactions we have between like Asa and Yuru and like the rest of the gang, and like the like kind of not like told but just like inherent like basically them showing us that there is like it's not necessarily just like the party that Yuru came to the modern world with and Asa's gang. There are like definitely other parties that are at play and wanting a piece of the twins, and I think it's done a lot to improve like my view of the show nevertheless.
Yeah, I like the idea that neither of these groups seem to be good, nor are neither of them inherently evil. Like, Kagomori Village did raise Yuru, but at the same time, they have been sending people down. They've been doing bullshit for trying to get Asa or whatever. At the same time, Asa's been safe in here. but this group did go in and destroy parts of the village. Like there is bad happening on
They did
both
just
sides.
murder a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Like a
Mhm.
lot of people.
No kids, but a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Hey,
Gobble,
we don't
gobble.
do kids.
Gobble,
Gobble.
Man,
God, Gabby's also just
Gabby
wonderful.
is
Oh
so
my god,
Gabby's
I love
great.
her.
Just
She's
the-
such a good character.
just also waking up in the dead of night. She goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" She's like, "My brother is here." She goes, "That's
Hey,
great. He
that's
shot
great.
me in the
shot-
arm and the
he-
leg."
he put 2 holes in my body. I don't want to go
I'm
say
going
hi
back to
him.
sleep. And then getting woken up by her demon and going like, "What now? It's still too early. You
Horses.
don't exist. You're not supposed to be here."
Horses. I really love the subtle interaction between the tortoise and the hare and left and right. It's really
Yeah.
good. Just like left being like, "Yo, how heavy does that tortoise get?" And he's just like, "Heavier than what it was." And left's like, "I'm not strong
I
enough
need
yet."
to train more.
And then right just looks at the hare, and the hare just fucking essentially
Just
gives him the
mogs
middle
him.
finger. Yeah, just mogs him.
Turtle soup.
Only for fucking Yoru to just be like, "Yo, fuck that rabbit. I can cook rabbit, no problem." We also
What do you guys want
get
for dinner. I think I'm rabbit stew.
what's the name of the weapon he uses?
I
do you
don't remember
mean?
the specific type of knife
Yeah,
Hero
the
uses.
knife he was using. Do you remember what it's?
Oh,
just the-
it's a bell hook.
yeah, just the what kind of kid carries a bell hook? What do you mean kids don't just carry bell hooks out on
What kind
them?
of kid doesn't have a bell hook?
You guys
At least
don't
few
have
bell hooks
them?
on
Every
Like, what
kid
do
should
you
have a
mean?
bell hook on him. Just, I love him so much.
He's a great
I
character.
really enjoy his banter. He shows up at the manor. They talk to him, and he goes, "Dude, I don't know half the words you just said to me, but cool."
Sounds important. Anyways, can I see my sister now?
So she's ridiculous.
Oh
Oh
I
my
think it's a little
goodness.
much.
I love her.
Yeah, but
I
like
get
also it's can I hug you? No. Anyway, I have questions. When
Like,
you
after
answer when I
questions?
answer them, can I hug you? No.
Can I argue? No. Mm.
Can I argue now? No, but I do like the commitment. You got spunk, kid.
Rule of threes. We had to get the third one in there.
They do it like 5 times. They do not
Yeah.
roll a 3 this one.
Yeah. Just a 3 times in their first interaction.
This is like
Maybe
this
that's why I
is
didn't
like
like it as much,
this is
just
like
'cause it was
the
a little bit,
well
little
this
bit much. She's laying it on a little thick.
I don't know. To me, this is very similar to the calling Ed short bit, where like it's never gonna stop. I think
calling
like,
him
I think
short or
we're
him
gonna-
not liking milk.
Yeah, like
Like
I think
those kinds of bits.
yeah.
Mm.
I really enjoyed this. I just still don't like boy, this is one of 2 episodes where it certainly does stop at a point I go, "Why'd you do that?" I know you have
Yeah.
only so much time, but like what if you kept going? Why'd you stop me before all your cool
Come
action
on.
happened? You can only get
Gotta-
so much of that though.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not as sold on it as you guys are. I still think it's good, but I'm just not as like I just like a lot of the other shows we're watching right now.
That's
Like approximately 7 other ones.
that's really fair. I feel like
This will be my reasoning when I talk about the show I have at number 7. It's that I just like 6 shows more than it.
it's like there's a lot of good shit in this season. It's hard to say. Like I just,
Yeah, there is a lot of opinions because I think these are a lot of shows where it's hard to point out bad things in them.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
Also,
there
like-
are like small things where it's like, yeah, the bit with Asa does get a little much, but like it's still cute. It's gonna be annoying if it was like 3 episodes straight where she keeps doing it. That's where I'm like the moment if
Yeah.
they start doing it multiple episodes, I'm gonna be like, okay, we gotta calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
They got some down. It's cute.
it's like your brother is alive. We know.
And like I just really like this Daemons thing where they're like pairs of something together. The having 2 is so neat because there's so many stupid things you can do with a pair of something like balls.
socks. The Damon
Yeah.
socks.
Because like you know we got tortoise in the hair. We have what is apparently a Japanese phrase as an example of a this and that phrase with a tiger at the front, gate wolf at the rear. That is just like a thing. I had to look this up because I was like, what is the context of this? Because they
What's
show
the
it full
lore?
on the screen where they're talking about Hana's David.
It's one of
Back
those
and
things that
forth.
like it appears on the screen. You just go, Uh-huh.
I'm like, cool. I'm like, neat. That's a thing I don't get because I'm not Japanese.
Speaking of things that appear on screen, and you go, cool. Marriage toxin.
True.
I do say
Best,
cool when I
best
see
boy
marriage
of the
toxin on my
season,
screen.
by the way, marriage toxin.
True. No,
I've been seeing
I'm more
everyone
I'm more
awesome.
talking about
Yeah,
how much.
Kinosaki.
I'm more talking about all the inner thoughts that get thrown up on screen in this in this
It takes
arc.
a real man to be
There's
best girl.
so many inner thoughts.
True.
Can I
Um,
just say, it's the funniest thing about the any list pick of Mei Kinosaki is that the spoiler is in the gender column.
So funny.
See, the issue is that putting a spoiler there means people won't know that this. Like, no one's gonna look at that and go, why are they hiding the fact that Mei's a girl? They're gonna go, oh, wait.
I posted that thing in our group chat,
well, even
and I accidentally sent it to me and Austin and Amber's group chat first, and she went, "I'm confused, but cool." I'm like, "You weren't supposed to see that."
wait, Amber's not watching this.
No,
That's
we're only
crazy.
watching Witch Hat. And wait, listen, there's only so much time in the day we can just sit down and watch shit because of adulthood.
That's
And
fair.
We have to prioritize, and so it's Witch Hat,
and
and then
and the problem
it's-
is that is that like a lot of the watch time that they have, they're watching the tigers like run into the ground.
true. I'm getting Depression Simulator 162 days out of the year. It's great.
Well, let's talk about marriage toxin. It is test of courage time. And so and we are immediately greeted by a phenomenal bit, in my opinion, which is the guy running the test of courage goes, okay, we're gonna go up the really spooky mountain. Now everybody's gonna be in pairs, and to make sure you stay in pairs, and everything goes safe and you get to your destination, there's going to be a photo op in the middle of the forest. And to make sure that you stay in your pair, one of you is gonna have the selfie stick. And that's this way you're gonna get to your destination, okay? I think this is the silliest fucking thing to do, as to be like, what's your check-in to make sure everyone's fine? Well, they gotta stop and take their selfie.
First, let me take a selfie.
Dumbass bullshit. So of course, Kinosaki goes, yeah, you two are going together. You're the bodyguard. You cannot leave her. Have fun. It also mentions exactly the thing we brought up last week, which Kinosaki looks at Hikaru and goes, so, have you heard of the suspension bridge effect? We just want to make sure you're aware that this is going to work out well for you. And so they go to take the photo, because they get to their checkpoint. And Arashino takes the photo, and when she takes the photo, you see her eye get infected with the sound squiggle. And suddenly Gero's gone, and she goes to look for him, and bad things start to happen in this forest. And she winds up at a shrine, and when she gets into the shrine, her dead dad's there with alcohol, and is like, hey, sit down, kiddo. It's so nice to get to drink with you. Also, you're a failure. Also, see this noose in the room? What if you just, do that? And the show gets very close until she snaps out of it and goes, yeah, actually, no, and bursts
What if
out
I
of the
don't?
back of the shrine off a cliff. To which she's only saved thanks to the polymer. Because Gero is at the bottom of the cliff in the water with the polymer. And it's wonderful. I enjoy this bit greatly.
It's such a good full circle on that bit.
Yep. And these two are goofy. That is kind of the whole thing about this pair, is these two just have the goofiest things at their disposal at all times. They have a bit of an encounter with Naraku. And he gets really close to Arashino. And then he's like, hey, we're gonna play a game. Goodbye. And they start moving through the forest, and Gero tunes in that there are wires throughout the entire forest causing sound vibrations. And so to help avoid the sound vibrations, they put on kitty cat headphones that also work as transmission between each other. They're literally just like fucking walkie-talkies, but they're kitty cat headphones. However, the problem here is that while Gero can dodge all the cool sounds, he's not the target of the attack, and the sound is getting to Arashino. And so she also kind of wanders off a little bit until Gero catches back up with her. And then, eventually they split off the mountain from each other. And he passes her off to Kinosaki, and he's like, hey, get her off this fucking mountain. It's not safe here. I'm gonna go deal with the sound user. to which the sound uses conjures a giant fucking monster up from the earth. And also, meanwhile, Kinosaki and Urashino are back with the rest of the group. There has been a landslide. They are all trapped here. And then the sound kicks in, and everybody gets fucking brainwashed, and they decide they must sacrifice. They must present a sacrifice. And because she happens to be the youngest person here, they all start chasing her and Kinosaki. Meanwhile, Garo manages to stop the monster from moving because it has torn up enough trees that it has broken the wires that are attached to it. And so Naraku's answer to this is he is broken a tree and made a violin, and they're about to go fight each other. God,
The fucking tree to violin was actually insane. I was like, what's he doing? Why is he pulling out? What?
This whole
Yes.
fight is the wackiest bullshit.
I know Michael feels this way. The way they do the sound bubbles in the manga is really cool. It does stand out a little more than like just like
Yeah,
everything
no.
popping up in the anime. But I mean, I like this. I mean, it's hard to say because this is an arc that's being split up over 3 episodes, right? So like you're getting all of it over the course of a couple of episodes. So like we'll almost certainly get a resolution and then our date next week. Let's go. But I think Urashino is adorable. I think she is she's an interesting character. But I obviously have more knowledge about her from the manga, so it's very hard to split certain things about some of these characters.
No, I get that.
We do get a nice bit from Garo where he is talking to her, and he's like, hey, yeah, he manipulated your uncle into letting you go here so that he could hurt you, but your uncle was also already thinking about letting you come here because he wants you to live
Because
your
I'm
own
here.
life. Well,
He
yeah,
wants
that
you
too.
to
He's
have
like,
fun.
we do get the really good bit in that where he's like, yeah, your uncle hired a bunch of fucking nonsense bodyguards who couldn't cut it. It's the guys from episode 1 that he kicked the shit out of.
Like, do you know how much money he was gonna spend to hire me?
Thankfully, I do this to get dates. Don't ignore that. You didn't hear that, but
I do
to
this
get
for the
dates.
bitches, not for the money.
Like it felt like the previous arc, the fight and the girl were like only kind of goofy, right? It's like definitely
Yeah.
not as like it was like much more serious. Whereas this fight is like definitely, or this like fight and like sequence and like episode in general is definitely like much more like of the absurdity that I was expecting with like
Yeah.
how the first episode went, and like I enjoyed it a lot.
When I watched the Soundmaster like taking his bath in the middle of the forest, I'm just like, oh, okay.
It's all
yeah, we're
about the
doing this.
vibes, dude. He's got to get in the
Yeah.
right vibe.
It's
I gotta
crazy.
get
Okay,
Crazy.
but, like-
This will all make
Gentle,
sense.
bro.
If it's
But,
not
like-
boiled, it's not narco.
I gotta be in top prime form before I beat your ass.
But like, if you could take a bath just like surrounded by woods and nature,
Bro, that was
wouldn't you?
peaceful as hell, bro?
See,
It does. It's like those
what-
TikToks like where you napping the hardest.
See, the thing is though, he's taking that bath with his pants on.
He's taking that bath
True.
with aura is what he's doing, Mason.
Gotta clean the pants, dude.
How
Yeah,
else are you
bro.
supposed to
I
clean your
definitely
clothes?
take my baths with my slacks on.
Is that not how you wash your slacks, Mason?
No,
That
is that how you do it?
No, see, for him to be in
You're not
perfect
supposed to?
condition, his body has to be perfectly aerodynamic. Like if he's running around with the thing just whipping around, that's not perfect shape.
Gotta have the pants on.
That,
Look,
hey, that 8% nutsack drag is important for swimmers. It's important
It
for
is
him too.
very important.
There
is.
was
Has everyone considered this?
Think
there
about
was
the
a-
chafing.
there was a comment about the first couple episodes of this show that I do think
The
is
nutsack drag?
that I do think that I do think is important to think about, which is that these fights for the girls are not for Hikaru. Like, these are not meant, like, the people that he is fighting and the situations around them are not for him, they're for the female cast, right? Like, each kind of encounter we're going to get is going to be catered around the girl, right? So, like, Himikawa's villain being Ushio is, like, it is much more serious because her character is much more serious. Urashino is a little goofy. Like, everything surrounding her is incredibly goofy. Only to have, like, a very dark undertone to it. Because it's like, she's the heir to a huge corporation because her father died, and her family legitimately wants her fucking dead.
But she do silly magic tricks.
I can't wait until they explain what this company actually does.
You want to know what
don't remember
Balzac does?
this.
You want to know what Balzac does? Everybody wants to know what
Balzac.
Balzac does. They're great.
Why did they pick that name?
Because it's funny.
They probably-
That's
they-
because it's funny.
You know what? They probably do like they probably just randomly sponsor a shitload of YouTubers.
My big fan. Listen, this reminds me of like when you find out that there is translation differences between JoJo's, and you look up all the stands to find the funniest ones, like Filthy Axe at a Reasonable Price.
Worst company.
Mind you, both of those are in the
Blueford.
same season.
Yo, my boy Blueford.
Blueford. What is it? Oh my god, there's so many that are just like peak.
No, I
But
think
either way, this show's good.
yeah, it's rough that it's so
It's
low.
so pretty,
It's-
bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's Bones, dude. They're
Bro.
doing great. It's what,
Video
this and
Bones,
Daemons? It's
man.
both of them? How the fuck are they... Michael, this I guess is why they do this. Is so that they get two bangers in one season.
It's
Yeah, but
Two
sometimes they
shows-
just take the low hanging fruit.
2 shows for
Yeah,
a
get it.
larger studio per season is fine. It's once you
they
get to
don't do
It's
3,
the third one.
Also,
What-
if they aren't
listen-
doing anything else for the entire rest of the year.
yeah.
Bones is probably not making another show for the rest of this year.
No, probably not.
Taking the rest of the year off.
Let's go find out.
Cloverworks about to make 17 shows next season.
Listen,
Right?
you add in one too many Wonder Eggs, and suddenly you
They're
lose your
doing
priorities.
the Chibi Bungo next season.
Okay, that there's no way that's gonna take that much.
Yeah,
of their
that
time and
probably is
effort.
a much smaller.
They're eventually doing something called Fate Rewinder. It's not tied to what you think it is.
Oh man, it's not Fate slash Rewinder.
No, it's not.
That's got season 2 of Strange Fake yet? No, we gotta wait 3 years to get season 2 of Strange Fake, or something.
Let me just double check to make sure they're not. Oh, they'll be doing season 2 of Gachi Akuda at some point, and Escape the Infinity at some point. But yeah, no. Yeah, I like MARRIAGETOXIN. It's truly eventually gonna just come down to, are you good enough that week?
Yeah.
Hey Michael, talk about Ramparts.
Ramparts of Ice. This episode picks up where the last one ended, with Koyun telling Minato off, is like, hey, stop bugging me. Stop being such a busybody. Leave. And she kind of just walks off. Minato is... He's in a rough state. He's like, what the? He get this entire thing with him. He hits the... Oh, maybe it's like, sorry, we should stop talking about middle school. And he goes, my foot all the way down my throat. I fucked up with that one, my guys. Which then leads to her kind of being awkward going around school the rest of the day. She's eaten lunch in the nurse's office, as she does, because the nurses are homie, because the nurse is the homie. Then Yota shows up, because he's the homie. The nurse is like, bro, what the fuck? As Yota just fully ignores her. It's down with Koyu. It's really silly. And they have this little talk about this also with Minato. And I don't remember exactly how the conversation goes between them, but it's generally Yota going, oh no, she talks with the nurse first, and the nurse is like, your kids, just fucking talk it out. you guys have so much life to live. Just talk about it. You'll be fine. If you feel that, if you're this caught up in it, realistically, you probably both feel bad about what happened, and it will be fine. And then Yoda comes in, they talk a little bit, and Yoda kind of spills the beans that Miki had in the past. This is like years before this, when they were in crime school, revealed that that whole group of three knows knew that a friend of Miki's had been being bullied, which Yota connects when it's mentioned that she played basketball, because Yota had seen her playing basketball before. And Koyun's like, kind of rude that she told you about that. It's kind of a personal thing. And he's like, yeah, it was. but what happened to happen? Because at the time, Miki just wanted some kind of mental assistance. And I'm like, I don't know what to do here. And as we get the flashback of her, we've seen this flashback a few times, of Koyun going to her locker in middle school and having all the candy wrappers thrown in her shoe. We then get maybe a tiny little bit where Yota goes back to his class. Minato goes, "Where were you at lunch?" And Yota's like, the bathroom." Which then comes back later in the final talk. There's a bit where Minato's sitting on the bench thinking about stuff, and his friends throw a tennis ball at him twice. Because he's just like, I really don't know what to do. He legitimately thinks it's just done. It's over. Because like he just does not have a way to break around these walls. He doesn't have the key to open this lock. We get the really cool visual of like her lock being built out of ice, and his key just not turning in the lock. It's neat. Neat little visual. And then the big payoff of this episode is this final talk with Koyun and Minato. Minato sees her as they're both like putting on shoes to leave, and Minato just turns and walks away. And Koyun's like, "Fuck, this is my moment." Turns, runs, catches up to him. They have their little heart to heart, where she's like, "I am sorry. What I said was wrong." And then they just kind of go back and forth, going, "Yeah, it was my bad. I kind of just didn't think about stuff a lot." Minato especially going, "Yeah, I gotta just put my foot in my mouth about 15 times around you. I'm sorry. You're not the kind of person I could just say anything around. That's okay." Then Minato also starts connecting dots about this whole Igarashi situation, because Koyun says, "No, me and I actually do Igarashi really well. We're just on really bad terms now," which is why she didn't want to talk about it the first time. Which Igarashi had told him during the soccer practice, "No, I've never heard of anyone named Koyuki." Or not Koyuki, whatever her last name is. I don't remember. Whatever.
Ikawa.
Yeah, Kawa. He's like, "Now that's weird. One of them's lying. Why?" But we got a nice little resolution between them. They're back to being friends. It's a cute little moment. We have a really funny bit where Koyuki starts crying, and people start turn the corner, and Minato's like, "Fuck, they're gonna get the wrong idea. Fuck. Hey, look at this." And he just shows her like his phone lock screen to try to like turn them away from the thing. She's like, "Oh, it's a cute dog. It's a cute dog. Good dog." And it's just a good little resolution. Minato's also so down bad for her right now. Oh my god, the blushes.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, and then we get the post credits, which most of this isn't it isn't a lot. It's just kind of Koyun and Miki talking to people. Where we learn Miki has had a really weird situation with relationships, where a lot of boys have just kind of come to her, and she's been like, "Hey, sure, why not?" Because it. And then all of those end up failing because they're like, "Oh, look, she's so cute and she's cool," and then they realize she is Miki, and then they go, "Ooh." And then Koyuki goes, and they're like, "Oh, Koyuki, do you have a boyfriend?" She goes, "Nope, don't want to date. Not for me."
No, trash.
And then Suzuki's hanging out in the background.
Yeah. Then the gang from Polar Opposites is hanging out, and Miki connects. She's like, "Oh yeah, the Igarashi stuff.
It's like that time.
That might be my fault." And you're like, "What do you mean it was your fault?"
They
Next episode.
You hit
They-
that one Oshinoko chapter where they're at the thing and they're looking at the magazine. It's shot by Kaguya Shinomi, and you're like, oh,
That's it. That's funny.
I know that one. I know that one.
They really have to pull this Igarashi stuff next week. Like, they
Mhm.
really have to pull this for me, because, like, we've been on this for a while now, and I really want to... Like, I want it to resolve... Like, I want it to at least get into it, rather than dance around it for another episode. I don't really have any problems with this show. It is just kind of here for me. Like, I enjoy Koyun. I think of the four, she's the only one I feel like I have enough about to have a real opinion about whether I like her or not. I do enjoy the reflection we get out of Minato. It's good to have that, considering he was not doing any of that prior to this week. He was just kind of saying shit, and stuff was happening because of it. It is nice to see him think and feel bad.
I like a good character reflects on actions and then resolves by talking to other character, and like we grow dynamically in this situationship.
We love when characters talk to each other.
I love
Yeah.
Ramparts of Polycule. It's so good for my soul.
I think in my head, like, this is one of those shows where it's like, I think back at the end of the week, I go, what happened in this episode? And then, like, and I don't have as strong of a vivid memory of what happens here as in 7 of our other shows. And I'm like, it was fine. It was a good episode. Like, I think I told Michael, I gave most of these shows like a 9 on my rating for their individual episode. Like, there were only 2 that I didn't, and we'll get to them. We haven't gotten
Dude, one
to
of those
them
was
yet.
a 10.
Well, sorry, there were 3 that I didn't. One of them was a 10, correct, and the other 2 were not 9s. We'll get to those. But like this just happens to be the show that I'm not as super high on. Like, if in the same way that John feels about Daemons, this is probably how I feel about this.
Yeah.
And like
same here.
and Daemons only really moved this week because I really, really enjoyed what we did with its characters. So like this has room to nudge its way a little higher next week.
I see the same thing. This will move for me
Yeah,
because I
exactly.
really enjoy the characters. Where
Yeah.
it's like I
Yeah.
really enjoyed the interactions we had between Koyun and Minato this week. Where it's like it's not just them dancing around it for like 6 episodes while we like hide from each other and stuff. It's like, hey, I feel bad. I got to talk with you about it. And then I was like, hey, I feel bad. I got to talk to you about it. And then her just being like, listen, I want to have a serious talk. I'm not crying because of the situation. I just cry when I get overwhelmed. And I'm like, that's valid. And
When I am emotionally overwhelmed and someone is nice to me, I just cry.
I just implode. We gotta just talk through this because this isn't gonna stop. So we gotta continue. We're having a productive conversation here.
Again, she's great. I love her.
Koyuki is such a good protagonist.
She needs to be protected, and no
very
one's gonna give
solid.
credit to that because she's icy. She's a little spicy, but like we need to protect this bean.
Yeah, I'm glad that like I'm happy that Minato thought. Period.
Thought.
Yeah.
It took 5 episodes for his brain to turn on.
And he also apologized. Still kind of don't like him that much as a
Fair.
character.
Yeah.
Like I like Ayuki. I think Miki's okay. I think the other guy exists.
Yoda's just my silly giraffe.
Yoda do just
Yoda
right now.
is there. Don't like Minato, and it's like I like what they did with this episode. Despite still not liking Minato, I also just kind of feel like not a lot happened this episode. Like it felt like I got through the episode. It's like, was that it? I could have. I thought that they'd be like they do at least like a little bit more, but
I think what gets it is
Maybe
it
it's because we
almost
watch so
feels-
much in bulk too, where it's like we watch the first 4, so it feels like things move at a lot more of like a faster pace than we're used to. Then like when you hit like once we hit the week to week and stuff, a lot of the romances feel like they drag sometimes. I feel like compared to other shows because not a lot happens from like week to week sometimes, as opposed to in like the 2-3 episode cycle, if that makes sense. At least that's how I like internalize it, where it's like it feels like it slows down more, especially after like the first chunk. For me, like a lot of times in the podcast in general, through most of our shows.
I think another element is that it almost, to me, it felt like we should have just gotten a little bit more about the Igarashi situation from like between their conversation. And I get why we don't, because it would be a huge step for Koyu to share it here. But like
Koyuki is not willing to share it, and
I get
Minato
it.
doesn't know anything. So
yeah,
we have
Good
to,
friend.
which is why we have to set up this ending part as Miki is now going to be our voice that tells us about it, at least from what she's seen of it, so we
Yeah.
can get something.
But I
Mhm.
think the thing that maybe makes it feel so weird, or elongated, is that we, the viewer, don't know that Minato doesn't know anything until like the very end of the episode, where he goes, "It's weird that he told me he didn't know her." Like if you knew that earlier,
No, I want to say we get that in 4 when they're. I want to say we see the conversation between the two, where he asks
Does he say
Igarashi
it?
about her.
but do
We
we
see him
hear
ask,
his
we don't see the
response?
answer.
Yeah, I thought we
We don't
did.
see a response.
We just get the
It,
weird.
like hard
look from
cuts
him.
it. It,
Yeah.
like hard cuts, because I think he mentions he asked about it, and then it hard cuts back to her, like seeing them talking.
Yeah.
I think.
Which is
So I
good.
do remember him asking the question because we
Yes.
do like get them at practice together.
Which that is good, because it makes the interaction between them this episode, where at the end of the episode and this episode, where he brings up
Makes their
middle
interactions
school,
Make
makes
more
you-
sense.
it makes you go, well, my point is, like, not knowing the answer makes us think he knows the situation, and he's acting even more like an asshole because he's bringing something up that clearly is a sore topic, but then you find out he doesn't fully have the
He's just trying to make
context.
conversation.
He
He's just
legitimately
stupid and
doesn't know,
awkward.
and he picked the
Yeah.
wrong dialogue option.
Yeah,
right.
He actually, he personally has no reason to
It's-
think that there was some issue there because he is told, from both sides, I don't know who that person is.
Bro literally hits the fucking dialogue option in the Pro CD sketch where it's like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" To where it's like, "Hey, fuck you and your fucking trauma. Fucking tell me that shit. Oh wait, you don't want to talk about that, bitch?" Like it's just like
A really good sketch.
it's literally what happens, and I feel it's like, oh man, insert foot into mouth. Unlucky.
Yeah.
Like
I also cannot stress enough how hard it is to watch this after Polar Opposites.
that's
Um,
fair.
because like there is
It's
so
just-
much
it's
in
such
my
a different tone.
also there's also
too.
just so much in my head of like I am unjustly comparing this to Polar Opposites in lots of ways that isn't fair for it, because they are different. But like it definitely does impact how I view this.
It's definitely like the rom-com leads into com versus rom-com leads into dram,
Mhm.
right? Where it's like,
Yeah.
and because it's the same author and the same world and like similar enough vibes and like art style, it really like it's impossible to not like compare them to a
Like,
degree.
But I can't
So I
help
get
but
that.
think about how much I love every male character in Polar Opposites 8 times more than either of the two in this one. Like 3
Yeah.
episodes,
It's
2
that drama
episodes
difference. You gotta
before
let 'em
this one.
simmer.
I
Oh,
sure
oh,
hope so.
I like
Like-
Yota because I like my no thought head empty boy doing his
But-
best.
I don't know about letting it simmer. I think Minato's gone bad.
Yeah.
Stay home.
Left him out on the stovetop a little too long.
He's trying his best.
Maybe he shouldn't try.
Maybe he should stop trying.
Maybe he should stop.
Maybe there's something like such as too much. Too best.
Listen, sometimes people
Well,
have
it's a-
mistakes in conversations, like talking over each other and
Well, it's-
trying to finish a thought for somebody and
It's all
trying
okay
to speedrun
because
the
it-
combo.
because if you thought I was lukewarm on Ramparts, wait till we talk about this one. John, go ahead.
I don't know what you mean. This one's great too.
Mm,
The last 10 minutes of it, yeah.
yeah.
We'll talk about
So
it.
in this
Let's go.
episode, we start up on the rooftop where we learn about Umi describes her past with you. She goes in the past, says, "Hey, listen, these are your friends. They're not our friends. They used to be our friends, but because we hang out enough, they're your friends now because they just like you more than me, and they want to usurp me in my position in the friend group, basically." Source, we went to hang out that one time and you were busy, and they said they were busy because they were hanging out with you and they didn't tell me. And that's lame. In which they kind of like leave. She runs off for a minute. She gets consoled by our boy Maki. Good job. They go back and apologize to each other and have a moment. And then we have this scene on the rooftop where, Umi and you are kind of apologizing to each other. They got to make up because they're good friends still. She's like, you're still my number one, but like, listen, it kind of sucks. And that's why I've been hiding this from you. And no other reason. There's no reason at all. I'm definitely not in love with this boy. That's completely unrelated to this. It's just because I wanted a little thing to myself that I didn't want you to steal for one. And she's like, that's fair. But I'm still mad at you both. So to make it up for it, I have two things you got to do. One, go enjoy the festival together. But you got to be holding hands the whole time. They're like, that's a completely arbitrary rule. We'll definitely agree to it for no reason other than you said so. We will not enjoy a single second of it. No one's going to question it. It's not going to be a big issue, but we'll do it anyways. And then the next time they're hanging out at home, you just have you in the background underneath the blanket. It's like, I am a ghost. I am not here. And then it cuts back and goes, I also want to be there when you guys hang out to see what you guys are up to. Which they're like, okay. And they're just like in the room playing video games. And you just have this gremlin on the couch in a blanket. Who then excuses herself after seeing what it is. And so they watch, of course, another shitty, terrible, awful movie that involves sharks. And they have a good moment together in which Umi gives him a little kiss on the cheek, and it's very cute. Did she confess to him this week?
Yes.
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 Yeah,
Essentially.
She says, "I love you." She dices.
Yeah.
No, but she also goes
I
like,
watched this
but
one, like,
only
first.
kind
I
of
forget.
if you like me back or whatever.
If you do, and I'll kiss you on the lips if you tell me you do. It's fine. And then we cut to credits, and you're like, okay, that was fast.
Except it
I mean,
wasn't, because the whole first
no.
half of the episode was an incredibly
No,
long,
I mean
drawn
the
out
relationship
flash-
advancement, not the
yes,
show, not the
yes,
episode.
yes.
I get it. We had a big drawn out flashback explaining their relationship, but there's a lot of good stuff in there. I like the good stuff. What can I say?
I personally think that the first half of this episode is like almost pulls me away from like any enjoyment I had with this show, and only the back half where she tunes in and goes, "Oh, you like him. I'm gonna make you go on dates with him essentially, and I'm gonna watch the two of you be cute together because it's kind of cute." Like that stuff is good, and the like the hard push to the relationship is also good. Like those are both really strong positives. I didn't feel like enough came out of this flashback. I felt like we moved very little of like it's really hard for me to express what bothers me so much with it.
It's the fact that this could have been avoided if Umi just talked to you.
But that's fine because like that's every romance
It's
conflict.
fair.
It's fine when you
Umi's
don't know
also-
that it's an issue. It's like you can't talk to them about it if you don't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah. And
It's-
Umi's
it's
also
the classic
very
conundrum of,
open.
like, hey, I
about
don't
the fact
see
that
anything
she-
wrong because you haven't brought it up, right? It's like the classic guy conundrum of relationships that you see where it's like, how do I know I'm doing something wrong if you don't tell me I'm doing something wrong? I'm gonna assume everything's good if we don't talk about it.
And Umi also is mentions this isn't entirely Yu's fault. Umi is very open about that she is in the wrong here, that she hasn't said anything and she's just been bottling it up. Which is why I think about it, like after you said like it doesn't move the needle, I thought about it. I think part of the issue with this first half, because I didn't like think about it when we were watching it, but like upon you saying that, I went, this didn't give us new information. What we
Yes.
had from
Yeah.
the flashback with them going out, with
Is
the two of them
we
going
got-
out hanging
we
with
got
you,
last
is
week.
was as much information as we got out of
Yeah.
this. We just got, hey, they knew each
The-
other a little bit early.
Hey, they're
Yeah,
both
the-
advanced.
Show us anything.
Yeah, the thing you get here is
In-
the realization that these were originally Umi's friends. Like it wasn't that they
Yeah.
were both of their friends; they were Umi's friends who, after she introduced them to you, jump shipped, and this is a thing that people just do to her. Which is like the other problem that I have.
But you
is
can do that with just Umi adding like one extra line of dialogue before for the flashback
just-
in the previous episode.
Yeah, and I think the other two problems I have is that this also isn't everything, right? Like you're here to like dealing with this big major thing, and like there is still this other element that I truly do believe exists here where like Yu is just too perfect of a person for Umi. Right? Like she's just good at everything and that's a problem for her. because like we do not touch on that at all, and that was kind of a major part of like the cultural festival thing, is that like Umi's out here trying her best to like do this artwork, and Yu walks in and it is really good at it, and they're just hanging out playing games, and Yu's just really good at it, and we don't touch any of that. And on top of it, I don't like any of Umi's, like, the aftermath of the flashback. I don't, like, none of her thought processes make sense to me. Like, I really don't like the, I'm not gonna hang out with you. I'm not gonna go, sorry, I can't do that. I'm not gonna go hang out with Maihara because I should spend more time with you. And then they decide, okay, that seems like a fine plan. And then they present it to you, and she goes, that's a shitty fucking plan. And, like, it's the way they do the back and forth of it. It all feels so messy and unnecessary. There had to have been a better way to have done this whole fucking first half of this situation, in my mind. It really just pulled me out and went, like, compared to everything else this week, I was like, yeah, I just really don't enjoy that. And that's
maybe I entertain this more because I'm kind of like that, where I introduce Mason to a friend group and he becomes closer friends with the friend group than I was at the start.
I feel bad about it every time.
No, please don't.
Me
No,
after
it's fine.
introducing John to the Noah server.
Which server?
No.
To Amber's fucking server.
I see no relevance. I don't know. That can't be related at all.
Hey, John, you
Right,
say
Amber?
John,
Exactly.
you say that, and yeah, you brought Mason here, and yeah, Michael and I hang out and talk with him a lot. But like, I also
That's
haven't
just 'cause he
met.
has better taste in anime.
But I also just haven't met Mason in person. I bought a car from you.
That's true.
What does that say? I
true.
still
Very
have
This is
the
a
car.
true thing that has happened.
We podcasted from that car.
I sold my car and had no ride back.
That
to
was
Pittsburgh.
still
Actually,
I called on my
podcasted from
other
your
friend
car.
Austin.
that was still one of the funniest podcasts I think we've done of just 2 screens. That's it.
I gotta
Pile
post it.
everyone into
I
this
still
fucking
I still
car.
have to post it. I never posted it. It's just,
Yeah, I was like, God, if you posted that
I think
audio,
it's
and I was
honestly
like,
the
it
best
is
part.
probably no.
we just talk about it the next week. We're like, so we podcasted from a car last week. It just doesn't exist on the channel.
I do wonder just how much archives of audio Sean has of these earlier seasons of like
Uh-oh.
2019, 2020.
Don't.
That just
So
I
The
know
good-
he has all of
one
them.
episode
The good.
posted.
No, I don't have all of them. That is
Or
the
not all
problem.
of them.
Someday, guys,
there are, like,
we're gonna
two-
release the
a lot
Sean
of them-
files, and they're gonna come out and be incriminating.
There's a
Well, the
season
thing
where
is
I.
that when we shifted to Twitch,
Yes.
a lot of those VODs have been
Yeah, they
deleted.
did get
Yeah, there's a
But
season
before we
where
were
I don't
streaming,
have them.
I think he has all of those recordings before we started streaming.
They are
Basically
on.
recapping
They
our
are
streaming.
on the hard drive of the old PC that I still have.
Because at that point, Sean was trying to like
which I
actually
think
edit
means-
audio and like take out empty space.
Fillers.
Did you
stuff
know?
Like that.
Did you know I used to record everybody else's audio and then my audio and then put them in Adobe, in Audition, and then balance those audio levels? Which you can't. You cannot.
Sean.
You cannot balance 5 people talking over each other on one audio track and
No.
then one person's audio on the other audio. The only good thing that came out of it was that my volume was always lower than everybody else on the podcast, and so I could adjust my volume so that you could hear me on the podcast.
To be fair, back in the day, that old podcast had a lot of interesting people on it. I recall you
Sure.
talking about.
Sure did. Ideally, what would have happened is I would have made everybody record their own individual audio so that I could have gone back in post and just muted some people so I never had to hear their takes.
Hey, we like Dylan.
No, it's not
No,
Dylan.
Dylan a W base takes sometimes.
Remember,
Dylan
just
might go for like week 1. He would shoot like 7 of the 10 shows and just be like, "Listen, I don't want to watch these anymore." So they're getting shot. I don't
if
care
they're
which one
not called
died.
Dora Hidora, they're going on the chopping block.
Dylan always said if it was not his number 1 show, he did not care if it went off if it went off that week. It's a based
Which, you know,
opinion.
based as fuck actually.
No, so like I am in a weird spot with this show where like I do like this ends on a good note, so like there is stuff to look forward to the next week's episode. I think there is an argument that it is pretty apparent that it is between this and Mao.
What?
And I obviously have things I want to talk about when we get to Mao. Because in my personal opinion, this and Mao do do opposite things. This ends on a really strong note, and Mao doesn't, which is unfortunate because I think Mao has a better episode. But we will talk about that.
No, I think that's a fair statement.
I definitely think my feelings on the show are better than they were the first week, but I still think this is our worst show personally.
Maybe it's even just fair to say it's our weakest show.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's not a bad show, but like we have really good shows this season. So
Yeah, like if someone watched this show this season and was like, I really enjoyed that, I'd be like, yeah, no, the show, there's a lot to enjoy in that show.
It's doing really well.
I will also say, those two girls, fuck them.
Yeah, hell bozos.
hell
They're
knows.
fucking also
Saying
they're
I don't want
seed
to
balls.
hang out with you, and then hanging out with you at the same time, and then saying, oh yeah, Umi couldn't join us. Fuck you guys.
She had something.
Yeah, that's real fucked up.
It is crazy, by the way, that I don't think they ever explicitly say this, but like the only reason they're here is because of the cultural festival, because they go to an entirely separate school, which is like a thing that my brain did not wrap its head around until like they're standing there and I'm like, oh, they're in completely different uniforms, and they talk about how they went to a different school afterwards. But like my brain didn't fucking. You could, for all I know, these two girls could have been going to this school.
Yeah, until we get the visual of them all in the like middle school uniform.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that's that all-girls school's uniform, because they're in that uniform still, but the high school version of it, I guess.
Did you know there's another guy in this show?
There is. He's in that class. He just has not spoken a word yet.
He likes baseball, apparently.
Yeah.
This is why the show's gotta go. We can't.
I used to
introduce it.
like baseball.
The show.
that's
What's
the
crazy
baseball.
is that this show has two other characters pointed out in this opening, and one of them has done nothing but be forgetful of our
That's right,
protagonist.
there is another guy that reaches for a balloon. I forgot about that in the
And
opening.
another guy who literally
He's
has
the
not
baseball
existed
guy.
yet.
They might pull like a BNA baseball episode. And
More
Monkey baseball.
importantly, like he's so generic that I legitimately don't notice him in the classroom shots. Like if Michael didn't
brown-
tell me
like
he was
light
there, I
brown
would not
hair,
know.
Like moderate
Yeah,
light.
Be real.
He's like the only person with spiky hair, and he is like placed right in the center of the classroom. But if he wasn't in the opening, I wouldn't be like, "Oh, that guy's gonna be a main
Oh, I know this
character."
guy,
He's
yeah.
just
I'm gonna
another
know.
member of the class.
You
It's so much that I'm like, this might just be a different dude with spiky hair, and the other one's just gonna be in a different class.
I truly don't remember who you guys are talking about from the opening. He is that generic.
I mean, he only shows up in like
he
2
is-
shots in the opening.
Yeah, because they do a thing in the opening where they have like the guy show up and then baseball behind him, and then the third girl shows up and they put like dogs or something.
No, she's
Mhm.
the
Cats.
she's the cat. Yeah,
Like,
because
cats.
it's Coca-Cola, shark, dog, cat, baseball. You know, the 5 elements.
Yeah. I
Let's
do wonder if any of my dad yelling about whatever sports game he is watching is coming through my
No.
mic. 'Cause he's,
is it basketball maybe?
I have no idea what he is
you,
watching.
you think Michael knows what sports are on TV downstairs?
No, that's not on, so it's probably not that because that's
It's
finished.
it's most likely soccer, but I wouldn't know what game is happening.
What? Is
Good
soccer
question,
going on
next
right
question.
now?
It's going on all the time everywhere.
Fair enough.
It might be like Asian soccer. I don't know. Where in the world is it like? You know, a reasonable time.
Yeah, I have
guess
Soccer-
Japan, it's
literally
like-
no idea what he's
Soccer
watching.
games today.
All I know is he was yelling about
It
about
could be
fouls
like
like
ML.
3
It could
times.
be like West Coast MLS or some shit like that.
It also could be hockey. I don't know. I have no idea what he's watching down there.
There is a soccer game going on right now.
Avalanche versus Vegas Golden Knights for hockey's going on right now, I guess. So
It's probably not that.
Hey, Austin. Your show.
yeah. So in Agents of the Four Seasons, we get a very brief moment in the present where we're basically they say well the insurgents were or random guys were attacking the summer maiden and not the spring maiden, so you guys can't actually, so they're not very happy with you like wanting to escort escort the spring agent too far. And he's like, what the fuck, are the two guys that we sent on them still around? And apparently so. One second. Oop. And then we get into a very long flashback, where basically we get Hinagiku with her mom, who's a very lovely lady, and I believe it is like explicitly or kind of said that like the previous agent of Spring.
Yes.
And her just like hanging out as a little baby or toddler. She's very cute. And basically she is Hinagiku is the product of adultery or an affair of some sort with the
So no.
what is it? No.
So the way they word this makes you think that's the case. Her father is her father, and her mother is her mother, but her father had an affair with somebody else who was somewhat relevant in the Spring household, because he believed that there was more longevity to that relationship than the Spring agent. I'm pretty confident that is what's going on here.
I'm pulling back the tape. Hold on.
Maybe
So
I messed the names up.
no,
and I'm not
they were-
right.
It was they were together initially and had their kid, and she was relatively high up or she is the goddess or like the agent of Spring, but her family itself is not as popular or like as
Yes.
influential, so he ends up marrying someone else.
But I don't. But I think the problem was because they do call it an affair. So I don't think he broke. Like, I don't think he's allowed to go marry somebody else. I think is the problem. The trade-off here is that nobody likes her. In the
yeah. Regardless, there's that caused a lot of issues because we've all seen how uptight the village of Spring is. Including a couple little like spicy murder attempts in there, and so she and so if eventually she moves in with her grandmother, right?
yes.
Yes. God, it's been a while. This is why I need to watch my shows the day of, but basically like she gets separated from her mother, and then we have a little and then basically she gets the agent of Power Springs after her mom dies in a very painful metamorphosis, for lack of a better word. Skip a little bit later, and Sakura is also kind of a loner because her parents like effectively abandoned her, so nobody wants to talk with her because again, the Village of Spring is uptight assholes. And she finds her, and she overhears some kids talking about, oh, there's some golden peaches in the house, in the big house over there. And she sneaks in, looks at the peaches, and is like, well, these are just normal peaches, they're not golden. And meets Hinagiku, and they start like a very fun friendship where they're just like two kids being kids, two girls being girls. And eventually she gets caught and basically just like dragged out of the premises. And Hinagiku basically just shuts herself in a room and says, I'm not going to eat unless you give me Sakura back to me. And I will not do my duties either until you bring her to me. And they're like, fuck no. She's like orphaned. That's like the worst of the worst. She doesn't have rights.
her family also like fucked the Spring Village over in some way.
Yeah. Like she's like one of the she is not of your status technically, so you cannot touch her. And she's like, no, fuck you. I'm going to starve myself until you bring me this girl. And and to the point where like someone else, one of the like security detail or whatever, tries to get into the room and just gets like his ass beat by some vines.
So funny. It's so fucking funny, dude.
And eventually they give up, bring Sakura there, and she's like, haha, I've been eating fruit that I've created in secret to hold out longer. And she and then there's a little blurb. I believe there's a little blurb. I was like, my screen my screen froze at the end of the episode, so it like started playing a little bit of episode 6. So I can't remember where if it was in this episode or the start of the next one. But basically they say that like since Sakura's introduction like to Hinageku, her like powers have blossomed a lot more, a lot faster.
Yep.
So so like, oh, I guess we can keep around the bastard child.
It's important to note, by the way, if you didn't catch the start of this episode, they are actively going to the Spring household.
Yeah.
Yes,
They're
they are
actively
going to
on their way to all these people who fucking hate her guts.
Yes. I enjoyed like the flashback. I wasn't expecting it to be half the episode, but
it's arguably more than half the episode.
It's like most of the episode,
whole
yeah.
episode.
I definitely thought that we'd be pulled back into the present a little bit more, or like at least at the very end of the episode more. But I mean, I still very much enjoyed it. I think one of the things that it's like I've been like really debating on whether or not I do or don't is like the way and order they're telling us the story and information. It's like, okay, it's just fuck, what's his name? It's like it's just Rose like talking with Itecho for like like 8 minutes or so, and then large flashback explaining it.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how to feel about it. I think it feels weird, but like the story itself is very compelling, so it's a little bit made up in that regard.
What I like about it is that last time we kind of did something like this, it was kind of just flat a flashback. It felt like, whereas this feels like you're getting the flashback because Rose is they're talking to Rose, like he's learning this information with us. But you're also like blending some of it, right? Like you're learning about, he's learning about it, but also Sakura and her are talking about it too. So like you're getting like a mixture of it. I think this is the right place to put this because we find out that she is getting these memories back, which obviously that's the big mystery here, is because she says, I'm getting that girl's memories back, which implies that she is not, that there is some other level besides like, oh, she got super fucked up from being kidnapped by terrorists. Like there is like another level of like there might be something else here.
Or there is just a mental divide in her head.
That's what I'm thinking.
Where the person from before is like locked away as a separate personality within her head.
Mhm.
That is what she means by the other girl. And
Yeah.
Because a big thing, a thing that I think is neat is in the flashback, she doesn't talk the same way she does in the current time. She
Yeah.
doesn't talk in the Lady Hinagiku wants this. She doesn't talk in as everything is in the third person.
Yeah.
And I think that's really neat that they're in dialogue showing us there has been a major shift in who this person is between these time frames. Whatever happened in those 10 years has caused immense problems to her in her mind. And we're not being just told about it like, yeah, she has problems. We are being shown these are two different people.
I
Mhm.
am not excited to fucking see any of these characters we're about to meet next week. By the way, like they're all I'm gonna hate every
Yep.
single one of these
Yep.
people from this
Mhm.
household. Like none of them are gonna be good. Not a single one of these people.
Sakura's just gonna kill all of them. It's gonna be awesome.
God, I fucking wish.
Oh, when she puts up the wood to hide herself away, and then they're like, "Oh, we got to get in there," and then like they try something, and the wood gets thicker, and you're just like, "Oh, you're not getting in there."
And the
And
one
then
and the
I
one
really
guy.
love the. I really like the. You're gonna starve in there. Then when she gets in, we get the reveal of the cherries because we had the bit earlier in the
Strawberries.
episode of the strawberries. It's like, yeah,
Strawberries. Yep.
she can make food. She's the plant one.
No duh. It's
She's
just so
like, "Shh, don't tell them. I've been making tasty strawberries."
Which also gives us like a glimpse into how she got through those 10 years.
probably yeah.
Because like locking herself up, she was able to sustain herself with this food for 10 years.
She's like, "You want to put me in a shit? I'm gonna keep making strawberries, bitch."
It's like,
We do
I will
have-
be a bitch.
We do have the wonderful bit at the beginning of this episode where they are walking and Sakura falls to her knees and goes, "I forgot the food. I'm so sorry. Kill me. I'm the worst. I've committed the
The
gravest
snacks.
sin. The snacks."
I
I
forgot
her
her
so
snack.
perfect. I
perfectly
like her.
planned which
I like
snack
her a
you would
lot.
have at
Sakura's
exactly the
Sakura's
right time.
adorable. I love her. We
She's
also
such a
have-
good character.
We also have the conversation where she asks Sakura, she's like, I think it is this week where she's like, "You don't hate the the
Itacho.
yeah,
Itacho.
you don't hate him, right? Like cause you like loved him, right?" And she's like, "No, never. Shut the fuck up. That didn't happen." Just hard
We're talking
denial.
about you right now. We're not talking about me. Yeah. It's just great. It's excellent. The characters are really good. It is like it is one of those shows where you look at it and every week you're like, how are we gonna hurt me today?
Mm-hmm. At least I know what I'm
Yup.
getting every week.
It's like,
Exactly.
yes, past childhood trauma. Yes, my favorite. Jeeves, get the tissues. What's that? She's making strawberries. Oh, lovely. I'm gonna cry now over my fruit. This shit's good. It's so good.
We do get a
Yeah.
weird fucking static
More.
thing at the very end of the episode.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm sure that's nothing.
Right after they say the
Don't
line.
worry about it.
Right after they say the
Don't worry
line,
about
and
it.
they will forever be happy with each other. Because obviously we know that didn't happen, but
You're like they're not gonna be happy with each other forever. I
we
know that.
already know. Yeah.
I know. You know. We all know something happens. Well, we know what happens, but we don't
It-
know what happens after what happens.
I think maybe one of the most interesting things we learned this episode is that is that the agent power is not hereditary.
No,
Because
that's just
I
it's
don't
just
think
God
they.
picks somebody.
Yeah, I don't think it. In fact, they frown upon it being hereditary.
Like, oh, more inbreeding. Oh,
Well, I think it's more because it that means if you didn't like the person who was already the agent, you can't fucking pry it away from the next one. Like, it's too late. Like they clearly had issues with this Agent of Spring. It being her daughter is like the worst possible outcome for the people in charge.
it being her
Honestly,
daughter,
I'd
that
like
they
to-
also
I'd like
don't
to
like
think that-
existing. Also, a problem.
I like to think that like the gods saw that like damn, fuck these guys. I'm gonna make it the worst possible person because fuck you.
Genuinely, like that seems like what happened because it's
God's like,
very
"Oh, you don't
clear
like
the
this
gods
person?"
have a choice in it.
What if I do it again?
Line I hate the most this episode because it hurts me is, "Let's play hide and seek. You're not allowed to ever look for me."
Yeah.
And it's
Wow,
like,
mom,
don't
thanks.
go looking for me. I'll tell you when you can look for me. You'll know. And then fucking gets hit by the fucking gods giving her the power of spring. And it's like, oh,
Mom's dead.
I know. She's gonna find
Mm,
mom.
Oh,
And
God.
it's probably not gonna be an open casket.
God said my mom's time to die. Crazy. Hey guys, Nippon
God, this show's
Sangoku.
so pretty.
Nippon
Yeah.
Sangoku. Good news. This is actually a pretty quick recap. Because not a lot happens. It's a lot of politics. Surprise. So the report comes in about Sei's uprising. And so Ryuman goes to the Emperor to be like, "Hey, you gotta let me take my troops and go deal with that, because that's gonna be a problem." And of course, Denki Taira's there, and he goes, "Why would we do that? What are they gonna do? Survive the harsh cold with no food? How could they possibly feed all these people? They don't have that kind of... You're overthinking, you're worrying too much, Ryuman. These people, this is a bunch of propaganda. In fact, I think it's really odd that your report took so long to get to you. In fact, I think it's really odd that you want to send your troops to go meet this uprising. You must be a traitor. An insane accusation to throw at your border general, by the way. The guy who is literally on almost equal standing with you and has won you countless battles. To which the Emperor's a fucking idiot, as we have already proven. And goes, maybe a good point. And then just, and because one Tyra wasn't enough, because one of these fuckers wasn't bad enough, we get the child. We get Tanasugu Tyra, who is Denki's son somehow. Somebody. Actually, you know what? I don't want to give him that respect.
No.
I have bad feelings about how he has a son. We're not even gonna try to go into it. But he essentially comes in and he reports that one of the commanders from Sei wants to defect to Yamato. And truly, it has to be believable because they flogged him. And you would never flog somebody who was trying to fool you. To which Ryuman goes, yes, you would. In fact, we've seen this before. In fact, we should learn from this and not make this
It was
mistake.
actually this exact same group the last time it happened.
Believe it or not, it was her dad who did. It was under her father's command. Isn't that weird that the girl who started an uprising after her father was ousted is maybe doing the same things her dad did? But the Emperor's the Emperor, and the Tyras have such strong pull. They decide they're going to send one of their generals, Baby Tyra, Ryuman, and 5,000 of his soldiers. Do I have that number right?
No, it's 30,000 of the main force and 5,000 of the Borderland General Corps.
Yeah. To which Ryuman goes, are you trying to get us killed? Not just like them, but like our entire nation. Are you trying to sabotage our entire military army? And Tyra smiles and he goes, oh, cool. Good to know. And Tyra also goes, hey, if my child dies, guess what's gonna happen to you? Just guess. 5 seconds you have. And so, this is bad. Ryuman walks out, and we meet the greatest man of all time. We get introduced to Yasaki Kaku, who is just a strategist. He has no grand title besides strategist. And immediately he walks out and greets him, and Kaku's like, so, the enemy's trying to make it look like is wounding one of their people for sympathy so that we will fall into our trap, and fucking our side is trying to get us killed so that they can make a grab for power. And he goes, I have plans, what about you? And Ryuman goes, I also have plans. And so they come back and they call a meeting with the general border corps. Before that, we cut to Asuma and Alteru just chilling with each other because they have nothing better to do.
Real quick, Sean.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that moment is so sick too because he comes out of that meeting. It talks about he's like, "Well, I have a plan for something." He's like, "Oh, so you also have plans? I already had it solved, but let me hear yours."
Yeah, I'm interested to hear what my border general thinks before I pitch an idea. But Alteru and Asuma are hanging out, and Alteru's like, are they fucking dumb? Why are we doing this? This is such a bad idea. Why did the border general agree to it? It's such a bad idea. He's going to go die. And Asuma's like, you know, sometimes weird things happen. In fact, didn't you say that the people who win, that the things that win wars and the things that go down in histories are the exceptions you don't see coming? And Alteru's like, you make a good point. Asuma goes, thank God I shut him the fuck up. Oh my God, he bought it. Thank God I shut him up. And then they go to this meeting, and they're both standing there, and they go, why are we having this meeting? They told us everything, and then told us we're not going anywhere. Why are we here? What's going on? This doesn't make sense. People describe Kaku as a man whose plans never fail. Why is this plan so bad, and why are they telling us it? And then, the head clerk speaks up. Moriyama, and he's like, hey, you know that girl who's leading over in Sei? Ain't she kinda cool? Isn't she kind of the best?
She's hot though.
What if we like committed treason and defected, like all of us? And then he goes, also, she's kinda hot. To which Kaku walks up to me and goes, no, and destroys every bit of his arguments word by word. And makes the man sweat into a puddle. And then they turn and they go, so Alteru, what's the sentencing for this? And he goes, oh, exile. Yeah, we exiled this fucker right away. And they're like, what about the guys who agree with him? He goes, well, we can let them go. It's not really their fault. They're just kind of dumb. We can keep them, but he's got to get
Have you heard of the
exiled.
suspension bridge effect?
They are dumb, and they were compelled by this guy, so this guy should get the axe
And so
or exile.
And so we cut to Ryumen and Kaku getting ready to leave with the troops. And Alteru and Asuma.
Picture out of his pocket with like the drawing.
Yeah. Alteru and Asuma are just kind of standing there watching them go by, and they go, "What the fuck was that? Why would they do this? There is no reason for them to have this meeting if there was not something we were supposed to gain from this." And they think about it and they go, "Wait, no one's allowed to send out troops besides the border general. But if he actively did that, it would be a sign that he's fighting against the Tyras. And so he can't just tell people to go with them to like deal with this problem. But what we just did was exile a guy, and we're sending 200 troops with him to exile him, and he happens to be going to the same location they're going. Wait a minute." And then Kaku looks over to them, seeing the gears turning in their heads, and just walks up to Alteru and goes, "So, you got this, right? Here's a little lesson for you." And then walks away, and they go, "What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing in this hole?" And literally the episode ends with them walking away, most likely into the biggest trap you've ever seen. This episode feels really simple and really nothing, and yet there's so much fun mental games in this like 3-scene interaction that I really
the
like.
politics are so fun, and also they gave me the most puntable child I've ever seen.
He's
Right.
sitting there snoveling. Now
Calls
he's got
him
nasal drip
Baldy.
coming out. He just like fucking. Actually, my plan is brilliant. And the general's like, "My liege, this kid is a fucking dumbass." And he's like, "But if I make
you're
him mad,
bald."
the other guy's gonna be mad at him."
But
And he's like,
you're
"Yeah,
bald.
Baldy here is bald, and that's lame. And if he's lame, that makes our country look lame." And then the emperor's just like, "Yeah, that is pretty lame. Damn,
the
he is
zoom-
bald."
The zoom out on Ryumen when he calls him bald is so funny.
It's so good.
So
He's like,
funny.
"What the? I have hair. Like not here, but I have hair."
The comedy that this show incorporates into like even their serious scenes is like
So
it's just
bad.
honestly incredible. It's such good visual work.
I truly do believe, like I couldn't tell you who, but there is definitely a Japanese politician that Denki Taira is based off of, and that his bogus-ass son is also based off of so hard. I can't pinpoint who, I don't know where in history they pulled it from, but I have to believe they're real, because I do not believe you commit such character assassination as you do to these two people, without them being based on someone in real life. I think the part that stands out most to me that I really enjoyed is Alteru looking at Asuma and going, "Okay, if the whole plan was to exile this guy, how did they know that I was gonna do it? And how did they know that he was gonna raise that point? Like they couldn't have, like it doesn't see, he couldn't act that well.
There's
It was
too many
too
steps
Yeah.
to know that much.
It was too
That's
natural.
crazy.
And then you remember the little adage they said where Kaku's plans never fail. And like it
And then
wraps around
Kaku's
real
actually
nice.
And then
just him. Turns
And the border
out.
general getting off his horse to be like, "Here's a proverb for you to solve while I'm gone." And then they're like, and it's just basically like, and then they're just talking to him like, "Yeah, you like that kid?" He's like, "Yeah, but I like him. I'm just putting I'm hedging my bet here because if he is a genius, that's gonna be really helpful in the upcoming situations we're gonna be dealing with."
He's either a prodigy or a genius, and I sure hope he's a genius.
Yeah.
Also, there's the best bit, which they're running through, like Alteru's running through the scheme that they've come up with, and he doesn't pause, but halfway through he tangents onto a historical fact, and Asuma's like, "Dude, shut the fuck up and tell me what you were trying to tell
"Pull
me."
it
And then
back."
he's also just speeding up in his
Yes.
talking because he's a dork.
Yes, fucking nerd.
Alteru and Sune are just, I love those two's interactions so much.
I like that it went from like I hate this guy to I banter with this guy, but I'm smarter.
He's the only person he can have like a meaningful conversation with, even if he hates it. That's how I
Yeah.
feel this
hate
this
guy
dynamic
because he
is.
might be better than me, but he's not better than me. I'm the best. But like if he's better than me, I'm at least gonna prove that I'm at least better than him at something. And he just the way he made that one side comment, he's like, I can even get through to him sometimes. He does have a brain. And the best part though too is when, like, I think it's like right after the proverb, or no, it's right before, because the two are talking together, and he goes off on like one of his little side tangents, like, hey, back to the conversation, and just cuts him off in the middle. It's so funny.
I love the idea that they couldn't tell Altera the plan because if he knew, he probably wouldn't carry out the sentence properly because he would know that it was kind of set up or planned, and so like there'd be leniency
He wouldn't feel
to
comfortable
give.
with it.
Yeah, so you have to not tell him because it's just so funny to have him be like, how did they know I was gonna sentence him to exile? It's like, I don't know, dude. You sentence everybody to every crime exactly the way it's supposed to be done.
You are the book.
I mean,
They read you.
If they understand military law, obviously this would be the exact punishment under this event.
Well, it's also a test too because they want to make sure that he's going to go by the letter of the law when his superiors directly question what they want him to do, right?
It's also good to see whether the two of them are going to fold and agree to side with Sei. Because
in a big situation here where it's like everyone's watching, the entire military is right here, right? Like the main like forces, the most trusted advisors and stuff are right here. Is he gonna fall in line with them, or is he gonna actually stand up and do his own shit, even though he's a young kid?
Also crazy for me to think about the fact that like we watched all the stuff with Sei last week, and I did kind of walk a little out of it, like everybody who wanted to fucking defunct to their side, where I was like, she actually seems pretty good compared to the corrupt fucking Yamato government we got going on here. She kind of seems like she's got a good head on her shoulder. And then Kaku talks about it, and I'm like, actually, those are really good points.
Yeah.
Actually,
like,
she might be a
compared-
master manipulator. You might be right.
But compared to
Sean's
the
like, damn,
Tyras,
you're right. She was hot, but I almost got fooled by it too. Fuck.
No, but like that's so weird because compared to the Tyras, a literal turd on the floor could be considered a good leader. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Like the argument
Would
does.
you rather have puppet or dictator?
That's why it's.
America said, why not both?
We still know nothing about the third nation here, besides the fact that they're getting their asses kicked. I think.
Bro, I love
Yes.
Three Houses.
Yeah.
No, the show's really interesting.
If we go by that logic, this is Golden Deer, and the north and the northern area of the cold that has an uprising is Blue Lions. Yeah, that checks out.
What's that guy who wants revenge and wants to kill everybody for killing his friends and family? Oh, yep, Blue Lions.
Wait a minute.
Who is also a thirst trap? I'm just saying.
We just gender bent Dimitri. And...
Calling Dimitri a thirst trap is a crazy.
Have you seen that, man?
Have you
I'm gonna
seen
say,
all three of the
I
lords
played
in
all
that
three
game?
routes, and I hated that one the most.
I thought you were gonna say, have you seen all three of that, man? Because he has three designs.
all we need is a fucking church
He has
now.
three personalities. Is that what you said, Sean?
No, he has three designs.
He had three
Because he has pre-time skip,
Also
post-time
that.
skip, and then warriors.
God.
And I guess technically the fourth one he's a kid, but I don't know if we actually get that. Does it?
No, we won't include that when we're
But
talking
anyway.
about the thirst trap. How about that? I think that's a fair stance
But
to
anyway,
take. I like the
Three
show a
lords.
lot.
The way some of our friends
Yeah.
talk about that man.
Like, yeah, it was like a little. It wasn't like as like high of an episode as the previous four that built up to this point, but like we are probably gonna see a very interesting conflict next episode or two, and I'm very excited for where that takes us.
Is this one of our 24s? No, this is 12.
I don't.
Why did I think this was longer?
are
This is
any of
12.
ours 24s?
Mao,
Mao
Daemons.
is.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
My
believe he is.
shows.
those do make sense to be 24s.
Uh,
Okay, this show has the unfortunate issue for me being, it is a Japanese political drama. And I
fair.
don't know if I care about political dramas. Like, there are characters here that are fun. Like, our main two are two little goofballs. And the new leader of Sei seems interesting. Kaku's great. I really like Kaku.
God, we
And
just gotta
Rimon
hope they don't kill
is
these
something.
characters next week.
Right. I think too, the art
Correct.
style is so fucking cool too. in
Yeah,
this
the art
show.
style's really like
It's
the show
so
isn't bad.
good.
It's just I don't think it's my style of show, which
just
is
not
why it's
sold on
going
it,
to
yeah.
sit low.
That's fair.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Michael, I just thought about it. Yeah, the last time they introduced a really cool character I liked immediately, she did die in the same episode. So yeah, Kaki's chances
I will
are
say
not.
though, this one is in the opening, so she's at least gonna be good for half the season.
Hey,
oh wait, we're on episode 6. Shit.
Hey, his wife is maybe has the most screen time outside of him in that opening, and she dies episode 1.
I'll say one of those shots is of her head.
Yeah. And Snowball
Because the
Earth's
opening just straight up
shows
has
them
like
in
the
snow.
scene from episode 1 happen in the opening.
Oops.
Because it shows the two of them, it shows the smoking, it shows Tyra flashing. It's a crazy set of shots
Yeah.
in the opening. That
However,
opening's
there's
crazy.
so much bullshit in this opening, you aren't gonna be able to piece that together
Yeah.
before it
Because the
happens.
opening
It's
also
fine.
has
First watch,
has
you're not
Ty-
watching for Headless Horseman.
The opening also has Tyra's son just standing there. And then it cuts to him standing in front of them. You're like, oh,
She stands there.
this kid is going to be a problem.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I see a fucking shit kid in any political show, and I know he's gonna be a problem.
Guys, it's just nepotism. The show. It's fine.
It's honestly impressive.
He's just a nepo baby.
It's honestly impressive. It's honestly impressive. Some of the best characters in Elusive Samurai are the kids. You would think they'd be the worst.
Mhm.
Only some of them are. Even he gets better.
A little side.
Well.
Yeah.
Mao.
Well,
So Mal this week, Nanaka's been studying the Great Fire in Tokyo, and or the Great Earthquake.
Great
of
Tokyo earthquake.
Great Tokyo earthquake. Thank you.
Something like that.
And she enlists the help of Shichihara, I want to say.
Boy who likes her. Boy who's
Yeah,
down
boy
bad.
who likes her. Boy who's
That's
so down bad. And they discover like there was a keystone that is a big rock that was buried underground. And after the fire, it just was gone. It just disappeared. And they're like, huh, that's odd. Meanwhile, Mao is investigating that after a landslide near the town, a church just showed up,
Just a Catholic
just
church.
appeared. Yeah, Christian church just appeared. And they're like, that's fucking weird. We should investigate that. So he goes to investigate it, and he finds outside that a binding rope had been cut from the landslide, which allowed the church to be seen. And they're pretty certain that below the church, the keystone is buried. So he walks into the church, and he finds there's just a pool of blood, just kind of chilling. He's like, that's not great. And then suddenly a nun shows up. And very quickly, more nuns show up that are also fleas.
God, dude.
We're doing, these nuns are blood-sucking demons from a Catholic religion. We're not saying anything here.
it's the
And then, nah, definitely. It's just Byoki. And Mao gets his shit rocked before Nanaka inevitably just shows up and saves the day by kicking a flea away with her definitely not Byoki powers, we promise. They get Mao back, and he's like, yep, cool. I'm going to drink the demon juice, and I'm going to just lay down for a while. Hey, Nanaka, can you be a decoy and lead them back to the church for me, please? Because they're making a fucking racket, and I can't sleep with it. It's like, you are such an asshole, but sure, I guess. And she runs for like half a day and brings them back to the church, where Mao summons Genbu, the water turtle from Japanese folklore, and just eats all of them.
Yeah.
And they destroy the church, and he tries to cut the keystone to like awaken the Byoki, and barely makes a dent in it. Like, he gets the surface, but this rock is gigantic underneath. So he does not get it. And they're like, man, that sucks. Mao needs to get this done because he is 900 years old and he is dying. He can't really last that much longer because he's been around way too long. And I believe that's like where we end the episode. If I remember
She's
correctly.
like about to tell him more about the earthquake, and we kind of cut
Yeah.
before we get anything of it. A point of this episode I want to highlight. Michael and I are watching this. Mal walks into this church, and he goes, "The Byoki must be here." And Michael and I both kind of go, "Why? Why? You do this every time. Mal, you do this every time there's a problem. You assume the Byoki's here, and then
The boy who called who cried Byoki.
and then the nuns.
Does he
and
know
then-
there's
and
100
then-
more chapters of this manga at least?
And then the nuns come out of the blood and turn into fleas and go, "We want your blood." And we go, "Oh wait, this actually might be tied to the Byoki. He might be right on this one." For once,
And then he gets bit and he goes, "Wait, they're tied to the Byoki."
That blood's boiling. It's the Byoki blood. There's a lot of things I like in this episode. I really like the... Inuyasha does not do this, because it cannot do this in the way it is set up. The idea of going back in time, and then going to the present again, and researching a past event, and going back because you know it is going to happen, and figuring out, like, the divide between what is real and what is mythology in the reports is really cool. It is probably the sickest thing this show does.
It's also a thing I forgot to mention. She also talks about how the day that the earthquake happens is also, albeit 80 years later or 90 or whatever, it is the same day when the accident happened that killed her parents. So we now have
there
that
was
link.
fire, and also there was a giant cat myth, and also I kind of saw a giant cat, and there was fire.
I also, the action in this show looks really good. You know, like,
Yeah.
it looked incredibly good this week. I don't, like, it's Sunrise, so, like, I don't not believe that they can do it, but I was not expecting, like, I was expecting the traditional, this is, like, a semi, like, folklore style, fight the demons, like, you get some, like, shortcuts on the anime. No, they were like, yeah, hey, guess who this is by? We're giving you full action in this show. And it looked really nice. I also think Mao's the most of a character he's been the entire series this episode. I think he's surprisingly fun.
And he's also just saying, "Yeah, but go be a decoy.
I need my
Go
beauty
fuck
sleep.
off so I can recover, so I can figure out what the fuck to do."
Yo, catch this. What? That's blood. Yeah, go.
I think one of the things that like does disappoint me a little bit is like it kind of feels like I want more from each like fight like resolving. Just like tell me a little bit more about what the about like what you're doing, where this is coming from. Rather than it feeling like a little bit ass pulley. It's just like I didn't really enjoy how like how how he beat the fleas. Like
I mean,
They
he
do
has like
they do explain how he does it. It's just that it's very out of fucking nowhere that he can do this.
yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like if there was like, you know, at least a little bit more mention like earlier in the episode where it's like or like any foreshadowing, I would enjoy it. I would
the plan
enjoy it a
is,
lot more.
or talk
but-
about, you know. Oh, I'm with you on that. It's unfortunately the second coolest water thing done this week, and the first was way cooler.
True. However, fucking flea nuns not what I expected on a bingo card this week. I'm not a fan of those.
See, your downside is I don't think you can bingo card an Inuyasha show because you never quite know what's gonna show up.
See,
on the
I
monster of the
should
week.
be able to. I've watched enough Inuyasha. You would think that I could be like, this is gonna be flea nuns, but no. That shit's crazy.
You might think, Sean. I don't know why you would think that, but you could think that.
Look, I
You
could.
be like,
Average villain in
I
Inuyasha.
legitimately
flea nuns, easy.
could have put on a bingo card. Man drinks from compartment of bugs to become healthier. That I could do that. That is not uncommon.
Let's think what I want to do here.
I'm very proud of my name this week.
I'm not. I'm thinking.
I
I'm not.
never think about these things before
All right,
I.
click a couple saves here. I
How
clicked a
sh-
couple
how to explain my
kills
mouth, though?
there.
Just like
I
stick
will
with
say
Mal.
I also
I just don't care. I don't like these characters very much. Nanaka is
I
fine.
do want more from her.
Mao is
Yeah.
still kind of nothing. And the little guy, he's funny. He's a little guy. I
I
like
do think
him.
it was really funny when she compared the guy that likes her to Toya.
Yeah,
Toya,
you know what? I think both of them are great. I like both of those characters.
They are both
Sadly, I
good
don't
characters.
really like our
Hmm.
like protagonists very much. I don't think they're particularly interesting yet.
You know what's
I think
I will
there
crazy?
is
say
stuff you can do.
also-
I don't. This grandma that gives her the smoothie, she's kind of interesting. She's doing some bullshit behind the scenes.
I will say also, because I did see the like preview for next week, it looks like we're getting quite a bit on the backstory for Nanaka and like the Byoki. So I'm hoping next week, if we keep it around, we get a bit more of like the overarching lore and world from what we're seeing.
I
From what I've seen,
legitimately think whatever we don't shoot here, we probably shoot next week because
For sure.
I don't think it's either of them are going to have a strong enough pull unless something has a really bad week out of nowhere.
Mhm.
But like this really does just come down for me of like I obviously have a personal preference between these two types of shows. And so like I'm obviously not gonna shoot Mao this week. Like I will say, Michael, in my experience, it isn't uncommon to watch something written by Rumiko Takahashi and not like the one or both of the main characters.
I guess that certainly was my biggest issue with Urusei Yatsura is that Lum was like fine most of the time, but she was put in weird situations, and the protagonist
I think
was
her,
a character.
I think her only work that I am familiar with, where I think people generally like the main leads, is Ranma.
Yeah.
Do people not like Gome and Inuyasha? Isn't
Kagome,
Inuyasha like really weird at the beginning of his story?
Kagome takes a. I think Inuyasha himself is he's a very like confrontational like kind of boorish kind of
Brash.
guy. Like brash is a very good word. He's like if you took Ichigo from Bleach and Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho and just fucking smacked them together. That's like the best way to
okay.
describe. Like he has like the like he has like the confident like the unwavering confidence he should not have of Ichigo with like occasionally doing the dumbest shit you've ever seen like Kuwabara, but also being sick as fuck. Kagome is just kind of there and kind of just she's a little bit of a nag. I never had a huge problem with her, but I know people who do not like her for a good chunk until she really starts to get moving. The romance in Inuyasha is also a little messy. There's a lot of things there. There's a lot of things that play into the factor of that show, of why people might not be the biggest fan. Did you know there's a hot wolf boy in Inuyasha?
True.
Did you know that his power is that he runs really fast and they take away the thing in his legs that makes him run really fast? They just fucking take away his ability to run. It's crazy.
Dear God.
What the fuck am I naming myself? And that's good. We'll do that. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted. I'm really glad I scrolled down to double check. I almost did just slay Mao. Unintentionally. The results are in. Let's do the results. Shows that are safe. 100% safe. Do not worry. Which Hat Atelier? Akane-Banashi. Daemons of the Shadow Realm. MARRIAGETOXIN. Agents of the Four Seasons. Nippon Sangoku. Show that has one slay. Good for you. Ramparts. Wasn't me, I promise.
Was me.
And then shows that has
Me.
3 slays. Second Prettiest Girl and Mao. Mason, get the wheel out.
Oh, I'm already working on it.
Oh, perfect.
I see. I assume my double vote is the reason that it's at 3s.
Probably, yeah. It's probably 2-2 and
Austin, my goat. We must save your light novel show, but unfortunately, is me versus a wheel to save a show, which is not the fortunate one. I get to pick the shows, not save the shows. That is my cursed vow I
is-
made. And by announcing it, it becomes stronger. So next season, I can get the first pick again and ruin more things.
I'm going to.
I don't know what it did, but
I have no idea what you did.
okay, I fixed it. So weird. All right.
So show it lands on dice. That is always
Yes.
how it is. The needle
Yeah.
slays.
Damn.
Let's go. We survive. We move.
That's fine. This is a show I can wait for it to be done and then I can go watch. I can go watch
Yeah.
the whole. Or I could just go read it. I could just go read Mao.
True, it is on Viz. I mean, you have Manga Plus, and I assume it's on there as well. But
I actually don't think it's on Manga Plus.
because it's on like the Viz half, it's not on the
Yeah,
show.
a lot of the things that are on Viz are not on Manga Plus.
Ah,
But
interesting.
yeah, so Mao is gone. We will watch our 8 shows. We have to talk about that. We will on our own time have to talk about scheduling for the next 2 weeks. There are a couple of things that get a little wacky. One of these Sunday, not this Sunday, but next not the coming Sunday, but the one after it, I work till 10.
Oh, fun.
Ooh,
So
I don't believe I have my Saturday. Well, yeah, I won't have my Saturday commitment that week, so I should be able
Well,
to do it then.
So here's the problem about that. Because that Saturday, I work. I also till 10. I'm not supposed to.
Oh, fun.
I'm supposed to be in Wilkes for a kickball tournament. So don't ask me how that's gonna work. I don't know yet. Haven't been to it before. So I might be home. I don't know because it's at 1 o'clock. It's an hour drive to Wilkes. I don't know how long it's gonna go. I don't know when I'll get home. So we will have to see. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. We will